Welcome back. We're kicking off Shitbird month. What was I going to say?
We're kicking off Shitbird month.
Welcome back. We're kicking off.
It matters a little.
All right.
Welcome back. We're kicking off Shitbird month. Good God, I can't talk.
Do you want me to try?
No, I got it.
It's
a matter of. It's a point of pride at this point.
You have none.
Welcome back. We're kicking off Shitbird month with a CGI bang. I'm Ninja Derek Zord.
I'm Whitney.
It's Morphin time.
Ow!
Bad movies, worse people.
No, we didn't do that part.
All right, good.
We're back. You guys?
That's going to let you know how this movie went, by the way.
The beginning of this fell apart and it's fine.
Welcome to Bad Movies, Worse People.
No, it's Morphin time, dude.
You're Morphin.
I'm not
Morphine.
I fear change.
I said it's Morphin time so people know it's Bad Movies, Worse People.
That's true. You know what sucks? This movie starts okay.
It does.
This movie starts good. I'll let Derek get to the tail of the tape before I start kind of getting into it, I guess.
That doesn't matter. I mean, it does. It starts out. It's actually pretty entertaining. I mean, it's stupid. It's the Power Rangers.
Somebody's doing skydiving. I know it's not them, but there are people doing it.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, most of this movie is actually not that bad. It's the end that makes it bad.
It's so
It is
bad.
the overuse of terrible CG, like not even passable for the time. You had mentioned when you saw this in theaters that you were pissed off then, which is what, 95?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we're 4 years away from Phantom Menace, and it's beyond.
These are Last Starfighter level CGI graphics, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Somebody out there is going, but Last Starfighter rules, and that's fine. It
does rule. It does.
But look at the
rule.
CGI in it. It's bad.
Yeah. I talk about movies that, sometimes might benefit from a remake. Last Starfighter might be up there.
Yeah,
because the technology's there to make it look the way that somebody wanted it to.
You know what this stuff in here looks like? It's like that old game Battlezone with the vector graphics, but then they just painted over the vector part.
This looks like...
What's your vector, Victor? Sorry.
This looks like an Apple screensaver is fighting a fucking Windows wallpaper screensaver. Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah. And they have the little toys. I've watched the show.
Yeah. So that's it. I guess we'll call that the Zord.
I also watched it as a child.
Let's talk about the Zord in the room. Derek is a huge fan. You know how I know this, Whitney? Besides the fact that he's wearing a shirt, besides the fact that he's wearing a hat, besides the fact that he has a 4K of this.
How do you know?
It's only Blu-ray.
He's humming the fucking song while it's on. Derek
he was legit singing it.
You guys, I got goosebumps when that song kicked in. When the Zords were forming into the Ninja Megazord, it looked like shit, but I got goosebumps when the song kicked in.
I don't often get to make fun of somebody for this, but you are a fucking nerd.
Do you know how I know?
Because you're married to him?
Because he also has the board game.
Yeah.
I heard it's pretty awesome, though.
I will say the board game is fun.
So that's cool.
I back when they had all of the Power Rangers shows on Netflix, which they don't anymore, I wanted to watch them, but I didn't want to fuck up my Netflix profile. So I just created a separate profile called Power Rangers.
Legit.
And I had all the Power Rangers shows on that.
And then when they took them off, it turned into Bad Movies, Worse People profile.
I kind of want to... Okay, that makes it... My roots are showing. I kind of want to see what the fucking Mighty Morphin Power Rangers algorithm would be.
It was weird. Kindergarten Cop showed up on it.
Yeah, it was really weird because I was only watching those shows. So there's a lot of shows. Obviously, there's a lot of like Disney, Nickelodeon, that stuff. Or probably not Disney. Well, it was 2020.
At the time, it might have been.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Disney Plus wasn't around yet, but a lot of kids shows and stuff. Then it started putting on movies, and there was like Kindergarten Cop and stuff was on there. It's like, I don't know, what do you want to watch? Netflix is like baffled.
We don't get you. I do want to talk about the brightest shining spot of this movie.
Oh,
Ivan Ooze. And welcome back to the show, at least for our Patreon as well. The actor's name you have?
Yeah, Paul Freeman.
Yes.
Paul Freeman.
He played Reverend Shooter in Hot Fuzz, which we covered during Mental Health Month for Patreon.
And the biggest
That was
thing
our
I think
super mental
most
health.
people know him from is Belloc from Indiana Jones, the
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
He's the opposite Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the
He's the
German.
yin yang, yeah.
Is he German? Or is he British hanging out
I think
with
he's
Germans?
British hanging out with the Germans.
He was a secret Nazi.
He's a secret Nazi. Yeah, for
Yeah, he
sure.
just worked for him for money.
But dude, he's doing work here. I mean, he's got
He
this like
is.
southern accent. He's in full makeup. This guy could easily just show up and be like, I don't fucking care what I'm doing here, dude. I got
When they
paid.
first started showing what Oscar Isaac was going to look like in X-Men Apocalypse, that was the memes all over the place. It was
Ivan
like,
Ooze.
it's just Ivan Ooze.
And then yeah, they're not wrong.
But yes, so this movie, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, by the way, for those who don't know what we're talking about. Not Power Rangers from a
1995.
few years ago, not Turbo from a few years after this. Don't worry about it. This movie came out in 1995. It's rated PG, which I feel like it should be higher just because this is violence. I guess
dude.
all the guts are
The shapes,
snot, though.
the shapes of
Yeah.
vaginas alone.
Dude, that girl, that Dulcea, she
Yeah.
should make this movie PG.
She's dressed very Red Sonja,
Yeah.
but I mean, we're seeing a lot more red than we are Sonya, if you know what I'm talking about.
Dude, she is
Pubic
more
hair.
scantily clad than Red Sonja.
Yes.
We
Which is saying
could see you know how us
Wait a
women
minute.
can see the V on the
Is that-
guy.
Sorry, is that Brigitte Nielsen doing Red Sonja?
Possibly.
That's Brigitte.
I believe so.
Yeah. But yes, go on about the V's.
We can see it. We call it the women V.
Yeah. The new,
There is literally a shot where you're looking at the side of her vagina. Like if she didn't shave
Like
it,
from
you
the
would have
thigh.
seen hair.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta have two hairstyles for this.
It's a landing strip or nothing. But it's directed by a guy named Brian Spicer, who directed a lot of TV, like 62 different TV shows, including
It shows.
like he did big chunks of Parker Lewis Can't Lose. He did pretty much all of The Lone Gunman, which was that X-Files spinoff.
Yeah.
He did a lot of Castle, Hawaii Five-0, and Magnum P.I. reboots, stuff like that. But movie-wise, he made McHale's Navy,
Wow.
Okay. Soft spot in my heart for that movie.
and he made For Richer or Poorer.
Wait, hold on. Kirstie Alley and
Kirstie
fucking
Alley
Tim
and Tim
Allen is
Allen.
Amish.
Yeah.
They're playing Amish people.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. Dude, we
Are
talked about-
they really Amish or they're pretending to be, right?
I think they're
pretending.
pretending.
Yeah.
Because they either go bankrupt or get caught embezzling or something happens like that.
Tim Allen gets arrested for selling cocaine, but
Uh-huh.
he doesn't sell out all of his dealers.
Uh-huh.
And he has to go into hiding as an Amish man.
It's the same people that produced Sister Act, but it's called Mr. Act.
Got it.
But yeah, so I mean, this guy did stuff.
Yeah. Nothing I give a shit about.
And the writer, Arnie Olsen, or Arn, I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know
A-R-N-E.
they needed a writer for yeah. Then you come in.
No,
you
someone
go,
had to write all
"Yeah."
these quips.
Dude.
Talk about a splitting headache.
Dude, this is
I don't know
hang-
why I did it as a Ninja Turtle, but
no, you're right. You're right to do this.
Because he was a ninja frog.
This is what it's like hanging out with me when I'm drunk, isn't it? Like, just this dude won't shut up with these fucking puns. 8-ball corner pocket.
but he
Bitch,
wrote
it was straight on the wall.
he wrote quite a few things. I wrote down the
Banks are
two that
open.
stuck out to me. He wrote Red Scorpion,
Okay.
which is Dolph Lundgren.
Uh-huh.
Is it him or Rutger Hauer? It's Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, it's Dolph.
Because Red Scorpion, Russia.
Yeah.
And Cop and a Half.
Love that
And
fucking
maybe
masterpiece.
Cop and a Half 2 or whatever it was called.
There was a second one?
There was a second one?
Yeah, it came out like 2017, has Lou Diamond Phillips.
Oh, I was about to be really upset. I'm delighted.
I'm not sure because it said based on characters by, but then it also said story by. So I don't think he wrote the screenplay. I think he just came up with like the treatment.
Okay. Well, I might have to check that out, though.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know what it's
coming over.
called. Cop and a Half.
Lou
Cop and a Half
Diamond.
2 sounds wrong. That can't be the name of the movie.
Cop and a fool.
2 cops.
2 cops. They're all grown up. There's nothing clever about it. 2 cops. 1 cup.
It's a cop and a
2
third.
cops, 1 cuff. Sorry, go on.
You know what? This is one of the more successful movies we've discussed, guys.
Really?
Oh?
Yeah, I mean outside
Don't
of
Tim Allen. He's going to show up if you keep doing that.
outside of like Michael Bay movies, like
Uh-huh.
this is. I mean, for what we talk about, movie cost $20 million, which explains the CG
Yeah.
because most of that went to this fucking soundtrack.
Yeah, it did. Uh-oh, we're in trouble.
I can go the rest of my life without hearing that.
Oh, guess what? It's going to be your ringtone now.
Oh, well, I'm not going to call you when I'm around you, so.
No, it'll be the callback. Remember when you used to be able to put songs when somebody calls you?
That was a stupid thing from like the aughts.
Huh.
Yeah.
Can we do it again?
I know, right? Instead of hearing ring, ring, you get to hear a ringtone.
I would just keep
I
calling
would
you.
hate that because I would be calling people and it would literally be like, uh-oh. They're like, I don't have to listen to it.
Oh, I would have yours be Power Rangers.
Why are you calling me?
Derek would always call me.
But it made $66 million. So, I mean, not...
That is a good chunk of money back, though.
Yeah. Not blockbuster status.
For what we're used to.
No, but that's a nice profit back.
I bet you it had a really good opening because I know I went and saw it in theaters. Like
I did.
I'm not the biggest Power Rangers fan. So here's the thing. There's a like what 3 year. You're 39.
In 1995,
I'm about to be 39. I was born in 85.
You
So
were
there's
in
like a
8th
3 or
grade.
4 year discrepancy between me and Derek. I said this jokingly, but it's also true. Where it's like I didn't watch baby shit. I watched X-Men. Like I was watching a cartoon about mutants judging people like Derek 4 years younger than me because I had kids in my class too that watched it. I'm like, what do you mean you watched that fucking stupid live action bullshit?
That was just after school Fox, man. You get home from school, it's Power Rangers, X-Men, Batman the Animated Series, Eek the Cat.
I love everything you've said except one so far.
I don't remember Eek the Cat. I remember it was on. There was also that
Hey,
Louis
Sharky.
Anderson show.
Let's go get our girlfriend Annabelle. Something like that.
What was it, Life with Louis? Was that the one where he was a cartoon? Or
Did
is
he
Yeah.
that-
jack off in front of plants?
different Louis.
Louis Anderson.
Oh, God, thank God.
It was where little Louis Anderson was a little kid, but he
I
just
remember
talked like
one
Louis
line.
Anderson.
It was like, what do you feed? He had a giant fish, and someone's like, what do you feed your fish? I don't know, the usual chicken, donuts, cheesecake. That's all I remember from that fucking cartoon, man.
I just remember Louis Anderson as a little baby looking terrifying.
Yeah.
Because he looked, they made him look just like Louis Anderson,
Yeah.
but like 2 feet tall.
Dude, Louis Anderson is a big baby. Rest in pictures. I liked Louis Anderson plenty.
Did he die?
Oh, yeah, he
Yeah, a
passed.
long time ago.
No,
keeps
not a long
happening.
time ago.
Yeah.
No,
This
two,
keeps
2
happening.
years to the most.
No.
Yeah.
What else was there?
Oh, sorry.
Bobby's World. That's another.
Oh, I
after-school
love
Fox.
that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Bobby, don't you know?
Oh, Bob.
Oh, then there now, don't you know, Bobo? Louis Anderson. Come on down.
Mr.
January
Anderson.
21st, 2022.
Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
2 years ago. You're right.
Huh.
I'll never doubt you again.
Well, about death.
Well, speaking of
Are
dying,
you morbid? Are you like my mother? She reads the obituaries every day.
I don't read the obituaries. I don't know. I remember when people I like die
Oh, okay.
for the most part.
now speaking of people dying, we're gonna meet the Power Rangers here as they're about to skydive. And no, they don't die here, but one of them's dead.
Yeah. It's like, wait, where are we
Actually,
going with
more than
this?
one Power Ranger is dead, but other ones in this movie, only one is dead.
So 3 returning from the show
Yes.
Yeah.
and 3 replacements.
So we've got. They're all about to skydive, but I'm going to go through them, and you guys are going to listen to it because you're listening to this podcast.
Just sit there and take it.
So the 3 new ones, we have Aisha, who's played by Karen Ashley, who pretty much did Power Rangers.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to tell you their ages. I wrote down their ages because this is Shitbird month. It's supposed to be about little Shitbird kids, which
They're
this
supposed to be
movie
high
does
school,
have,
right?
But these are supposed to be high schoolers. So
Yeah. So I'm sure, just before you move on, I'm sure she has like a stunt or fighting background, because I'm just gonna give this movie the only credits I can when I can. The fighting doesn't look terrible.
No.
Like, yeah, it's sped up and it's got that stupid like punching paper sound,
yeah.
but it's not slow and clunky. It's good.
See,
It's
I don't
fluid.
even notice the sound effects and stuff because it's just like that's what Power Ranger fighting sounds like.
I know, but I haven't seen it in fucking forever, dude.
But so she was 20 when this came out. And we have Adam, played by Johnny Young Bosch, who's the new Black Ranger. She was the new Yellow Ranger.
Uh-huh.
He's the new Black Ranger. He was 19 when this came out. So he was probably 18 when they were filming it.
So he's the
So
one that might have
He
been.
was a durable.
He might have been in high school.
He's also pretty much the only one, besides Amy Jo Johnson, who did anything else that wasn't Power Ranger related. But he mostly did voice acting and video game stuff. He was in Bleach as Ichigo, who I guess is a main character because he was in a lot of it. He's in The Old Republic, Star Wars The Old Republic, as Torian Kadera. Does that mean anything to you?
No, Old Republic or Knights of the Old Republic?
It just said The Old Republic, so I think it might be a cartoon based
No, that's
on-
the MMO.
Oh, okay.
And what is MMO? I'm asking about a Star
Mass Multiplayer Online. That's a
Like
video
World of
game
Warcraft
term.
and-
So there's KOTOR, which is Knights of the Old Republic, which is a single player story driven game, and then there's Star Wars: The Old Republic, which is just like World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Like everybody's online at the same time.
Wow.
You know, you need like 30 people here, yada yada. It's nerd
But
shit.
the
I know
important
Zo's
ones.
brother did WoW a lot.
Okay.
Wow.
Think
I
of
tried.
wow
Wow.
with Star Wars. Star Wow.
Star WoW.
But the important ones that he did, and I say important because they're important to me. He was Vash the Stampede in Trigun,
Which is important to me.
English translation, which is what I watched. Come at me. He was Toji in Neon Genesis Evangelion, the English one again.
Come at
and
me.
he was Kaneda in Akira.
Okay.
So one of
damn,
the main
some
characters.
chops.
Yeah.
Wow, he would have been young doing
I literally
Akira.
know nothing.
Yeah, well, it was the English dub, so maybe it was a little later,
A
but
little bit later still, but
yeah.
that's been available for a while.
Yeah. I don't know when that came out in the US, like in an English dub.
I mean, I was watching it.
Probably in the 90s.
I was
probably
going to say
around
the
this time.
90s. Yeah.
So then we have Rocky, who's the new Red Ranger, played by Steve Cardenas, who was 21.
Rocky was 21. Rocky was 21.
And he's the worst of the replacements.
Uh-huh.
Like, so the original ones for the people that were replaced was Trini Tran, who I don't remember the name of the actress. I feel bad. She was the Yellow Ranger. She died in a car accident. So
Oh,
that's why
bummer.
they
I do
replaced
remember
her.
that.
Zach was the Black Ranger. Walter Jones, maybe. No one cares.
Could be making it up.
He was a black gentleman who played the Black Ranger,
Uh-huh.
and Trini was an Asian woman playing the Yellow Ranger. So they switched that up.
Yeah, that's the other Zord in the room, dude. It's like, hey, we can't have a black guy play the Black Ranger. We can't have an Asian person play the Yellow Ranger. Switch them. Ooh. We can't have a white guy play the White Power Ranger.
Right?
And then Jason Scott Lee, maybe, or Jason something. I don't know. He was the Red Ranger. No, Jason's his real name. I don't know.
Jason Scott Lee is the guy.
Jason is his name on the show. His real name is. He's got 3 names. They've all got
Okay.
3 names.
Because isn't Jason Scott Lee the guy that did the Bruce Lee story that's not related to him?
Probably.
He also did the live action Jungle Book. I could be wrong.
I didn't write these down. I'm just going off memory. So Jason.
Maybe it's Jennifer Jason Lee.
Jennifer Jason Lee was the Red Ranger. But the two, the Red Ranger and the Black Ranger, didn't come back because they wanted more money, and they were told no. They were also replaced on the show. It was a big thing. There was a bunch of behind the scenes turmoil. These actors were treated like shit. They weren't paid. They were
sure.
not paid. Like, they've all come out and said, like, except for Tommy, he never said anything, but because he worked with them until he died.
Tommy and Tommy, of course. You said tragically killed himself.
Yes, he committed suicide last year while he was on tour doing like conventions and stuff.
What a bummer, man. I mean, just never did anything besides this, and maybe that got to him.
He did Power Rangers forever, and he was super into it. Like, they actually,
He did say he would do it until the day he died.
there was a
Well.
a kind of a dark fan film reboot thing that was done.
I
online.
remember this little
it was
shorty.
really cool. It had Starbuck,
I just said her name, Katie Saakov.
Katie Saakov. Thank you. It had her, and it had Dawson.
What James
James
Vanderbeek?
Vanderbeek.
Yeah, James Vanderbeek. And he and Tommy, they asked Jason David Frank, who's Tommy, to do it, and he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to piss off Haim Saban and then lose his place in the Power Rangers world.
That
So,
makes sense. I mean, he knew where his bread and butter was coming from.
Yeah.
Because he was actually getting it then?
Well, he worked with it for so long. I mean, even if he wasn't on the shows, he's going to conventions and stuff and getting paid. You know, getting paid for doing autographs, getting paid for doing appearances.
That's where your money comes from shit like this.
Yeah. He actually has a movie coming out that he had made before he died. They had to do some reshoots, so we'll see how that goes, called Legend of the White Dragon. So it's basically a Power Rangers movie, but it's not Power Rangers.
America.
I did back it on Kickstarter like 4 years ago. So one day it'll materialize.
So we'll see.
And we'll watch it. So then we have Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, played by Amy Jo Johnson,
Ow!
who's 25 at this point.
So yums.
She was in other stuff, though. She did a movie called Susie Q, which I watched when I was younger purely because Amy Jo Johnson was in it, and I was in love with her.
She started a lot of crushes, boy and girl. I mean,
Definitely.
Pink Ranger was getting it, and very age appropriate. I mean, even now you said she's 25.
Yeah.
But even on the show, I was much younger when I first saw her. I was like, oh, it's like George of the Jungle. That fella's got some bumps I like. That's a strange looking
I just
fella.
wanna
When I
touch
looked up
him.
her age, I told Whitney, I was like, apparently I've always liked girls that were a few years older than they were supposed to be. I don't know. Because she was 25. So the show was like 93, I think is when it started.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah, so she wasn't much younger, but she did the Susie Q. She was on Felicity for a while there, and she did the show called Flashpoint. That was like a big, I think, ABC
Yeah,
show.
I saw Flashpoint.
had like 70 some odd episodes.
Yeah.
I couldn't care.
But she's done a bunch of shit. And back to people who only did Power Rangers. Billy, the Blue Ranger, played by David Yost.
Can I guess his age?
Go ahead.
47.
1064.
He's slightly older than Yoda, yes.
Dude, he is just, you said his age was like what, 25?
26. So he's
26.
the oldest one.
But the
He
hardest
looked
26 you'll ever
32.
see. And Derek did point out, this dude had lived through
The 90s being gay.
80s, 90s being gay. Like, that'll age you.
Yeah. There was a lot of behind the scenes on the show about cast members and people who worked for the show in general just giving him a hard time and harassing him for being gay.
Yeah.
Not cool. He did leave for a long time, but he came back.
I know it's still
money.
tough out there for a lot of gay people, but it's
Not
better.
us.
It's much better.
And then we also have Bulk and Skull on the plane, who are like the goofy comic relief from the show. They're
So-
barely
You
in
got
this
fake Fisher
movie.
Stevens and fake Otho
Yeah.
from Beetlejuice. Actor's name escapes me.
I thought, oh my God, it is him.
Yeah.
I never really watched the show. I'm sorry. Hate to burst your bubble.
No, you were busy. She was busy having sex and doing drugs. It was 95.
1993.
It was 95 for Christ's sakes, Derek.
I know, seriously. Jesus. I thought they were enemies.
They are. They're rivals, but they're also kind of friends because the Power Rangers are like super nice and they don't.
Wait,
they
was
aren't
Bulk and
bullies.
Skull in the show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're the
Even I knew
comic
that.
relief from the show.
And
they,
the
they
diner.
spend-
They're always in the diner.
They spend most of their time
Okay.
trying to. They're either bullying the various Power Rangers or they're trying to figure out who the Power Rangers are.
Oh, and that makes sense at the very end of this. When like, thanks, Power Rangers. Oh, no, we did it.
Yeah.
We saved them.
Exactly.
Got it.
But they're barely.
I felt
in
like
this
they were
movie.
created for this, and I'm happy to be wrong.
No, yeah, and it's Paul Schreier plays Bulk and Jason Narvi plays Skull, and again, they're still playing these characters to this day.
Bulk is the big one, by the way.
I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I hope you like fat jokes. Subtle, like, having a piece of pizza in his pocket.
Was it a piece or a box?
There's a piece in the box. The piece is one whole pizza.
Exactly. It's one piece.
So I have a note here about why those three weren't in it, and I have to apologize. Trini was the Yellow Ranger's name, but so the Yellow Ranger was played by someone who Google translations tells me is pronounced Tui Trang. I said Trini Tran. I was mixing up her real name with her character name.
Oh, I gotcha. Hey, you're doing work though.
I just want to be nice to her. Austin St. John, by the way, is the Red Ranger.
So close.
Well, it was
To
Jason. He
Jennifer
plays,
Jason Lee.
He plays Jason, but then the White Ranger is Jason David Frank. So I got Jason.
I wish
Scott
it was
Lee.
Jennifer Jason Lee. Hey, Red Ranger, show your tits.
By the way, most of them also came back to the show at some point.
Uh-huh. So when this show starts, they are in their dinosaurs. But that was not the original Zords, was it?
Yeah, the original Zords were the dinosaurs.
Our dinosaurs,
Yeah,
okay.
Tyrannosaurus, pterodactyl,
And then
saber-tooth
we're going to
tiger.
jump all over, I'm sure. At the end of this, they're animals. Did the show adapt to that?
Yes,
He was saying that they were the animals before the movie came out.
it was a yeah. So there was an issue. So the movie went over shooting. They were shooting the season 3 as they were making this movie, which is where they get the ninja powers, where they get these animals. So this movie is kind of like alternate universe. It's not like canon.
Okay.
Which is so stupid because the people who
yeah,
are
that's
going to
what's
see this
stupid.
movie.
That's what's stupid.
But the people who are going to see this movie are the kids who are watching your stupid fucking Chop Chop show.
Uh-huh.
So they should know.
Chop Chop show. I think I watched that cooking show.
But it's just I remember it annoying me as a kid because I went and watched this movie and then like I went to watch the show and I was like, why are they doing the movie again?
Yeah.
They do a little bit of a different storyline, but
I bet
still.
it has better graphics.
There's no Ivan Ooze, and the Zords are puppet men.
Dude,
What?
Well, guys in costumes, like
Okay.
old school.
It always
kaiju
was.
shit. Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
very
that makes
Godzilla
sense.
creature stuff. Because, I mean, so the show was filmed in like the 70s over in Japan.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we added, so all of them in the suits when they're fighting these big creatures in the show, that's all 70s Japan.
Correct.
Yeah.
Then cut to, we interject our American actors.
And it's a couple of different shows, and it's over many years. Like this Super Sentai, I think is what it's called. I watched a little bit of the Japanese stuff. It was really weird. Made less sense.
saying something.
But it started in like the 70s and it kept going. I think it's probably still going, just like Power Rangers are still going. And they're still
on
just
what?
Fox Kids or some shit.
Go Power Walker.
I guess Disney XD now or something.
No, they'd power up. Fred Kirkin is probably
Go
Kirkin?
Power Ranger.
Fred Kraken.
Oh, the kid.
Cracklin.
I was like, who the fuck's Fred Kirkin? No, they have so many
Give
different
me
teams.
something to break.
They had the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then eventually they did the Turbo Rangers, and then they did the Dino Thunder, and then they did SPD, and they did Lost Galaxy, and
He's
did
just throwing things at me like I can fact check him.
You can.
I can't. Not at this speed.
When you're listening, just pause and check.
Yay. Overload.
Speaking of being a giant nerd, you know what this movie starts with?
A
scroll.
Star Wars scroll.
It's just like Star Wars, except for there's some lady talking to us.
Ugh.
Yeah,
And no
because
John Williams
5-year-olds
score.
can't read.
Instead, we got them fake ass Olsen twins spitting about trouble.
It was really funny
wasn't
though,
at the
because
beginning.
when it opened up on the shot with the stars in the sky, I was just about to say a Star Wars movie's about to start, and then a scroll came up, and I was like, but yeah, they go skydiving.
Because
It's
you
really
haven't
cool.
seen this movie in a while.
No, yeah, it's probably been like 10 years.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a while. I mean, it's been, coming up on
So
30 years?
Since we've been together, you've watched this?
Yeah,
You still married him,
It's
huh?
probably less than 10 years, honestly.
maybe.
It was probably like 5, 6
I don't know.
years
The last
ago.
time I watched it, I remember being like having a real hard time with it. This time I was like, I'm really enjoying this until the end.
Yeah.
So
I was expecting to have a lot of trouble with this.
I think the last time I watched it, so it might have only been like 4 or 5 years. It might
Before
have been
this
while I was
place.
watching the show.
Yeah, when we were at Edgewood.
Okay.
So that's like 5 years ago.
Whatever. 5 years, 10 years. It's all the same when you're almost 40.
Edgewood, you can always go, but you can never come.
Of course, Tommy is not just skydiving. He's sky surfing.
Ow, extreme!
Or
Because
isn't
it's
it
the 90s.
boarding? Because it's not a surfboard, it's a
Yeah, I guess
snowboard.
he's like snowboarding in the sky.
Somebody took the wheels off his skateboard and strapped it to his feet.
It's a
pretty
snowboard.
much.
Yeah, same thing.
He's skyboarding. He's cloudboarding.
But they're doing
He's
this.
Cloud Kicker from fucking Tailspin.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
But
yeah.
they're doing this for apparently a.
Oh, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yo, oh yo.
Spin it, can you win it if you get it? Can I say it? Go on.
Thank you, I needed that.
It was like a sneeze. I had to let it go. Yo, I am in the mood for like a really juicy IPA, and I don't see any in the fridge.
Yeah, I think I'm all out. But I do know a place we can go get some more.
Let's go to the Arizona Beer House.
Arizona Beer House. They have 34 taps. There's like almost 800 cans and bottles that you can drink in-house or take to go. And it's conveniently located at Broadway and Kolb, 150 South Kolb in Tucson, Arizona.
I'll tell you what, I'd tap that.
Let's head down to Arizona Beer House right now.
Let's go, I'll drive.
First pint's on me, guys.
All right.
Sharks of the Corn? Virus Shark? Cocaine Shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast.
They're doing this for a fundraiser for the observatory or something.
Yeah.
But you have children jumping out of planes to help raise money.
Allegedly high school children.
When someone dies, that money is going to their family,
Yeah.
not the observatory.
You're gonna get sued out of existence. We're gonna raise some funds and we're gonna swim with sharks.
It was a bunch of adults that were doing it. These were the only teenagers jumping. Because you see all the
Sure.
other parachutists
Yeah.
are
I-
all old
I
parents.
do love that the announcer, though, is like, the entire city of Angel Grove knows these guys as they're coming in. They're announcing them. They're giving you all their names. That's what they're doing for this
Yeah.
scene, right?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like, look at that Billy hit the target. And I'm like, nobody knows who these, they're high school kids. If you came at me and were like, oh, you know so-and-so from that high school over there, I'd be like, no, I don't. And I never
bullshit. Everyone in this fucking town knows that they're Power Rangers. Like they're always together. That dude never doesn't wear blue.
That one,
Billy
that chick is
never
always in
does-
pink.
So why is she so hot? But why is she always in pink?
will. Yeah, they always wear their exact color.
Why is he
always
always
together.
dressed all in white?
They're always together. They're always doing extreme stuff. Like they're rollerblading just through a fucking mall. What is this? Mighty Ducks 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, maybe they're just big fans of the Power Rangers, but they've been dressing like this since
From the
before the
get-go.
Power Rangers existed. Because in the first episode, they're dressed like this before they get their powers.
Hey, Bulk, how come you never see them Power Rangers with the other 5 guys that dress like them, huh? It makes you start to think a little bit.
You know what would give it away the most? Tommy. Because when he first shows up in the show, he's always wearing green, and he becomes the Green Ranger.
Uh-huh.
When he changes to the White Ranger, he starts always wearing white.
I noticed he's not saying White Power Ranger.
People would be like, you guys saw that, right?
Did you notice that there was a Green Ranger and a guy that wore green? Yeah, what are you getting at? Now there's a White Ranger and a guy that wears white? Yeah.
I still don't understand where you're coming from.
You know what? I lost my point. Never mind.
They're just LARPing.
Do you want to get more boxes of pizza to put in our shirt pockets?
Then they start rollerblading after they do their jump-a-thon because extreme
sports. I feel like this scene is why I got so much shit for rollerblading in the 90s, dude. This is just like the worst.
Well, there's also Brink.
What's Brink?
You never saw Brink?
It's a movie. It's roller skating. It's that guy with the hair.
Okay.
I'm going to spoil it.
It's not Joey Pants.
He looks like a guy from the 90s.
Yeah,
like imagine the kid from
Airborne.
Yes.
Sidekicks or
Landis?
or any of the kids from Home Improvement. He's got that haircut.
Okay, he's got the Zachary tie.
Yeah. And it was a movie about, it was an extreme sports movie about rollerblading, and I don't remember the story anymore.
I want to say
1998 Disney Channel. You know what? I was having sex and driving cars then.
I want to say it's got that one Mexican guy from Ant-Man, the one who's like,
Michael Pena.
I think so.
Yeah, Michael Pena. Maybe I haven't seen it in ages.
I don't
know if he's in.
There
it or
is.
not.
So I'm thinking of the movie Airborne. It's another inline skating movie that has Seth Green and Jack Black and some others. Don't go anywhere on that one. But that has a Mexican character that reminds me of Michael Pena, but it's played by the same guy who played Joker in Friday After Next. The pass the wire.
Okay.
That guy. I'm not going to go to full accent on it.
I've only seen Friday After
It
Next
doesn't have him
once.
in there. I lied.
Yeah.
I think you're thinking what I'm thinking of.
I think I was thinking of.
You're also talking to a guy that likes all three Friday movies.
But it does have Walter Emanuel.
Who?
He was the Black Ranger.
Walter Emmanuel Jones.
Yeah.
He was the Black Ranger.
Oh, man.
I brought it back.
So
we also saw him in 90210.
You were about to get this whole thing cut until you brought it back with that.
But I think the storyline in that probably relates similarly to like ski movies from the 80s. Someone's trying to take your mountain. To save the youth center.
We have to skate to save the city.
Yeah. But anyway, they're rollerblading to Free Ride.
But it's not the original Free Ride.
No, not the...
Is that GTO?
I'm sorry, but like...
I don't know.
Slow Ride.
Slow Ride is Foghat?
Yeah.
But so they roller skate right through this fucking construction site. No one gives a shit. Bulk and Skull
must be the 5 o'clock skate throw.
But then Bulk and Skull land their parachutes there.
The fuck are you doing?
And everybody's like, guys, this is a fucking construction site. Sorry, crikey, this is a construction site. Can't you see?
We're digging up fossils over here and you're fucking skydiving down? Fucking it all up, isn't it?
Some of the extras here give away that this movie was filmed in Australia.
Oh, Whitney caught it right away because the dad at first, he's like, hello, son. And then the next one's like, oh, what's all this then? Like, all right, well, there's something there. And he's not doing Australian, he's just trying to hide it.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't hide it
from
well.
America. Alligators.
He's just as good as Russell Crowe.
You mean Russell Crowe from my homeland of Australia? I'm going to always do it because you started it.
It keeps me confused.
It's named a callback, Derek.
I just saw a thing in my notes that might be why this movie didn't do as well as it could have.
Oh?
You know what else? You know what came out the same weekend?
What's that?
Judge Dredd.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the dads were going.
Rated R?
Yes.
So that's what
because rated R means that you're gonna have somebody bring you.
Yeah.
Is like that's a little bit of.
Well, and it was the 90s, so you just drop your kids off. They go see Power Rangers. You go watch.
Dad wanted to see Judge Dredd, so he's like, "Give me the neighborhood kids.
I'm waiting for
I'll pop them off in there."
In my head now, I have that dad who's like, "I'm not watching your stupid fucking show with the kids in the suits and the karate. I'm gonna go watch Sylvester Stallone in a suit with the guns and the karate.
I'm gonna watch Rob Schneider be a stapler.
I'm gonna watch Rob Schneider run a robot on trash or something.
He's gonna eat recycled food. I don't know.
Jersey?
I don't know because he's a shitty dad.
That's what it sounds like when you're a shitty dad. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
Hey, go see a Power Ranger. He's $5.
But so at the construction site, they find a magical manhole cover.
Dude, what would you like if you saw people parachute into the construction site? I would either think like, do you need help or are we being invaded and this is Red Dawn?
Red Dawn. But they do. They're like, well, we're the building inspectors. And fucking Skull's like, yeah, this building should be over there. What are you doing?
Come on.
Which is funny because it's like, that's preposterous. That happened here in Tucson.
Yeah,
Did it?
Yeah.
The Walmart that they built over on Houghton, it took extra time to build because they did all the underground stuff. They did the pipes and the wires and all that whatnot. And then somebody came to do inspection. They were like, this should all be like X amount of feet to the south. So they had to dig everything up and move it.
Oh, I hope that
which is
cost Walmart
just-
so much
oh,
money.
God, that's what I said. I was like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Yes. I know it's like a fucking drop in the bucket, but yes.
We're going to need another
Someone
$4
got
million.
fired.
Man, fuck Walmart.
But so
We're
there's
Target people.
We're a Target family now. Sell propane and propane accessories. Oh, here we go.
that was my bad. I was trying to push it away and I pooped it.
You farted?
I pooped it.
I pooped it.
But so there's a magic manhole cover. These guys open it very smartly. These construction workers.
How did they do that, by the way?
Okay.
How did they get the chains?
Real quick though,
very
we all
carefully.
watching it know we wouldn't have fucking touched this.
Never
and Derek
opened
did
it.
point out these people, not us, but these people live in a fucking universe where demons and like Rita Repulsa was hatched from a similar situation on the moon, yada yada. Don't go touching ancient looking evil things.
Yeah, don't go touching trash cans.
Dude, just and cities
Please
in
stick
general.
to the bricks and the rocks.
But then it gets
that you're
even worse
used to.
because once they do pop this whole of man, a 3-clawed hand comes up holding a man-sized purple egg.
Yeah.
And one of these motherfucking Aussies goes and's like, I'm going to touch it.
What do you think?
it?
By the way, these are the most.
Why?
These construction workers are the wealthiest people in this city. They have to be.
How so?
Well, because weekly this city is destroyed.
Oh,
They have
valid
so
point.
much work, and
Yeah.
they get it done.
Yep.
At a certain point, I think they just start making the buildings out of paper mache, but it's fine. Like,
Easy up, easy down.
No, they just willed it to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you believe.
If you believe.
Nothing's impossible, Derek.
Rita, Lord Zed, Goldar, and a pig
Hashtag.
guy.
Dude, Lord
Hashtag
said
Morton.
Mort
Morgana?
Mortain.
Mordong.
Mordant.
Mordant.
A sidekick they made up for this movie, even though they had a perfectly good squatting babu right there.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
sentence.
say that normally. They had a perfectly good squatting babu. Dude, by the way, a really weird sex move. The old squatting babu. Once you have somebody do that to you, there is no second date after squatting babu.
So we're not doing it.
Just get some sheets.
That sounds like something from The Boys.
Yeah,
Give her
it
the old
does.
squatting babu.
So the Lord Zed. Lord Z. Zed is
Big
his-
Z.
Yeah, Big Z.
I
over
know.
here.
We went to high school together.
He's he's basically Inside Out Man.
Yeah, he's skinless.
Yeah,
And with a metal
that kid,
bikini.
Yeah, like that kid from the Nickelodeon
Yeah,
thing where he
flipped
flipped
over
over
the
the
swing.
swing set and went inside out boy.
Huh.
You
That's
don't
Lord
remember
Zed.
that?
No.
I remember that.
Or was it
Yeah,
Nickelodeon?
it's Inside Out Boy.
Yeah. It was like a claymation thing, I think.
Okay.
I don't.
Maybe it was
I
animated.
think it was animated.
I believe
Either
you.
way. Yeah, he's got his brain on the outside. He's awesome.
Yeah, and the brain is like
I
pulsing.
do remember when he was added to the show. I didn't watch much, but that was a big to-do.
Yeah.
Because Rita Repulsa just kind of got a little stale for everybody.
Yeah,
and
because she
Zed
did the same
came
shit
in
every day. So
looking
they brought in
fucking-
Zed
it
to do
was
the same
claymation.
shit every week.
Yeah,
It was claymation.
Okay, that's what I thought.
not ringing a bell.
I think it was like an interstitial thing on like Nickelodeon. Like they had like little adventures
Yes.
of Inside Out Boy, and it would be like dumb shit. And like I don't know. All I can think of in my head, I'm trying to think of a story, and I can think of the ones that they've done on like Robot Chicken,
Uh-huh.
where it was like horrifying things because he's an Inside Out Boy with his heart on the outside.
So it was shorts between commercials on Nickelodeon that ran from 89 to 93.
That's the prime years I was watching Nickelodeon, so it makes sense.
89 to 93?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so they activate the magic egg. It's full of booger snot, but Ivan Ooze comes rising out of it in all of his Oscar Isaac's glory.
Yes.
All of his apocalypse glory.
He is.
Actor's
he's,
name again?
Freeman.
Paul Freeman.
Freeman.
He,
killing it.
He is making his money right here.
He's got a southern accent. How do
Also,
you speak?
he's in oh shit, I always do this. Double
trouble.
not double trouble. Double team.
Double Team with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, he's the guy from the island that has to
Oh,
follow.
you're goddamn right.
Oh,
he is.
it is.
Yeah.
You're damn
We
right.
just watched it.
I love that movie. That movie is bonkers. Derek texted me the best thing ever. He said, I don't know what mixture of drugs went into writing that movie, but they are very desirable.
Yes.
But yeah, so they're asking him. I only wrote down this line because of his like reaction, but it's like, do you recall the name Zordon of Eltar? and he just gives us a full-on fucking William Shatner here. He's like, Khan!
with a mixture of unlimited power.
Yeah.
He's got Sith lightning going out of his
fingers.
He does.
People are at their house watching TV and they see purple lightning going up.
Purple.
Yeah, that was good. It was a remix.
Bad.
Remix. And they see purple lightning going up to the sky and they're like, oh, fuck.
What day is it, Jim? All right. Well, we only made it one day this month. Mark it in the calendars.
Shit, is it Monday at 4:30? Oh, fuck, we got a half hour of this stuff left.
Dude, I imagine somebody just walking by and erasing one of those like days left or days since last incident. It's like, right, 0 again.
Can we just leave this at 0? I know there's like 7 days in between, 6 days, but like,
what's the point? Life has gotten monotonous.
in the summer we can. Oh, they don't have summer break. Oh,
okay. Fuck. That's it. I'm moving to prime time.
But Ivan Ooze knows that the Power Rangers are on their way because they're teleporting there because Zordon told him some shit. Who cares?
Yeah.
He knows they're on their way because he starts sniffing and he's like, what is that odious stench?
Teenagers.
And it makes sense.
Teenagers. Ivan Ooze here.
That's pretty close.
I'm oozy like Sunday morning.
Ooh, that's a good
Sunday
voice
morning.
for Ivan.
I like that.
I do.
But when they get there, Ivan Ooze is disguised as a guard, and you can tell because they have that classic Buffy shot.
Oh, I asked out loud. I was like, why is he like sketched in?
Yeah, where it's
there's
like,
just a filter around him.
yeah, for some reason, this shot is all of a sudden a green screen. Oh, because someone's going to transform.
Yeah. Because they even said we're looking for a
morphological being.
A transmorphological being?
Just morphological.
Oh, just morphological?
Yeah.
I guess I'm getting like the transmorph because he changes.
Yeah.
But
I just like, yeah, because she's like, have you seen a morphological being around here? And I'm like, that's not a real word, so don't say it that way.
there is no security guard. Like,
You
yeah,
mean
ma'am,
like
I saw him
this?
about 5 minutes ago. He took a left on Fifth.
I did
In
not
this
see
town?
a
Yes.
morphological being, but I saw an ectomorphicon, which is another word that comes up in this movie.
God.
And he's like, oh, you mean like this guy?
Oh, you know what they didn't say in this movie that they definitely said on the TV show frequently? More phenomenal.
More phenomenal?
Yeah.
Like phenomenal, but more of it?
No, like phenomenal, but
Morphin?
morphing.
I like mine. That's more phenomenal.
You're going to use that, aren't you?
But I love it because Ivan Ooze is talking shit to them, and they're like, you don't know who we are. We're the fucking Power Rangers. And just his like, oh, let me get my autograph book.
Team, introduce yourself. Yellow Ranger. Black Ranger. Like, dude, this guy's just like tapping his toe, like, get to the fucking point.
They all have to talk with their hands when they do it.
Oh, too.
And so he summons up some, what I was calling
Well, my
goop troops.
stars and bars. You know he's a Confederate, dude.
But he summons up what I was calling the Goop Troops.
Uh-huh.
Because
Yeah.
they don't have a name. They're made from his loogie. And
Uh-huh.
they're like little purple creatures with weird, like licorice rope dreadlocks.
Yeah, yeah.
Twisters.
The
you know,
Predator.
If Willy Wonka made the Predator,
yeah.
this is what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And
This-
it definitely almost made your wife vomit.
Not this part. The next part where
Oh.
when he summons the birds.
Oh, God.
This one he just kind of
Oh, that's
summons
right.
them
The
from the
Goop Troops
ground.
don't. Yeah, these
I'm
come-
sure he
yeah.
loogied before they got there. We just didn't see it. He's like, all right, we're gonna surround him.
Yeah, these ones he
He
just
hawk
makes from
to-ed that.
glue.
He hocked
It's-
to it.
Yeah, he hawk to as the birds.
Yeah. But this is where we start to get the beginning of our formula. They fight in their plain street clothes.
Correct.
To the song "Action Boy Now, Action Girl Now."
Dude, I thought it was like fucking basketball where it's a song that's they can hear. Do a flip, he's gonna kick you in the head. Block to your right or else you'll be dead.
That's better than what they had.
Much better.
They go
But
punching it up.
it's the formula.
I'm sorry. I have to. If this is the song, so this is Devo. They're fighting to this song. We have to commentate, otherwise it's stealing.
This is Devo?
Apparently, this is
So-
Devo,
Okay.
Devo did this song before Power Rangers
Whip It?
existed.
or they did it for this because the only thing it came up on was this soundtrack.
If Devo is doing music in 95 and it's
And this is
I
where
can hear
one.
it now. Now that I see Devo, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Good God.
Anyway,
How the mighty have fallen.
Well, that was
Mighty Morphin
95.
Power Rangers.
Back to the formula. Do good with your street clothes, but then not good enough. Morph into the Power Rangers and do much better.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the vehicles. You get your vehicles, you do good, but you're kind of still losing a little bit.
Honestly,
Transform.
most of the time, it goes like it did in this movie. We get our vehicles, we're like, all right, we got our Zords. We're going to kick their ass, and we immediately get wiped the fuck out and have to immediately go into Megazord.
So start as Mega.
Yeah, you should always just go straight into Mega.
Yeah, that's an option.
Yeah.
Just to start with Mega.
Well, you have to summon them all first, and then you have to join them. You have to yell out the name of each one.
Yeah.
So they can come to you in their extended come sequence. I said what I said.
I come first. You come after me.
And
Knock
then
it off.
you have to say Megazord power initiate or whatever, and then they can form together in another extended come sequence.
I'm the Mighty Morphin Bottom Ranger. I'm the bottom of the Megazord.
And then you have to add in Tommy. This
Okay.
takes up, dude,
Why
watching
can't
that show.
Tommy ever be in it? from
Because
the
he makes them more powerful. They make the powerful Zord, they get their asses kicked, and then he comes in and he's like, now we got this.
Because they existed before he did, like as a
Oh.
Megazord.
Dude, his fucking Falcon thing at the end, if it didn't look so bad, would be dope.
The
as
design. The
fuck.
design is fucking dope. And Derek even said, he's like, no, that does exist.
Yeah, they
not
have all
CG.
these.
Like,
Watching the show, the TV show, as I was like streaming it, so watching like 6 or 7 episodes in a row,
yeah.
it's a solid, like every episode is about 21 minutes. 11 minutes of that is either morphing, calling Zords, or turning into a bigger Zord.
It's fucking Dragon Ball
Yep.
Z all over again.
The
dude.
storyline
Oh my
is like
God.
a solid 10 minutes of the show.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't he powering up for like 3 episodes?
Oh, yeah.
At least.
After short season.
Pretty sure the guy with the spiky hair there, the
Yeah.
main
Vegeta?
guy,
That's what I'm talking about.
the main guy
Son
with the
Goku?
orange and the
Goku, yeah.
Goku. Didn't he spend like a whole season running on like a Rainbow Road highway through space?
Oh, dude, I wasn't there for that.
Okay. I don't know. I tried watching the
I gave up
shortened
on that
version,
before
and
that fucking happened.
somebody has like there's like the Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is like the shortened version. It only has 90 episodes instead of 380 or whatever.
God damn.
It cut out
Only 90.
it cut out the extraneous stuff, and they ended up with 210 less episodes or something.
Fucking hell.
So I tried watching that. I made it to like 35, and I was like, I
Even
couldn't
still,
care.
huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, so they fight.
There was a Morphin fight.
There's a great part where
Morphine? You
Kimberly.
say Morphine?
Say Orphan or Morphin?
We never see their parents.
Why did you say Morphin? Why did you say Power Rangers?
Why did you say morphine? I didn't. I said morphin. Oh, never, carry on.
More
carry
orphans?
But there's a part where Kimberly's trying to get away from someone, so she does this multiple back handspring, and then
It's a
Billy's
convenient
like, "I'm coming with you, Kimberly."
Right behind you.
And he starts doing it too. They're both just back handspringing through this entire fucking thing.
There is some fun stuff here, dude.
There's a much easier way to get across.
I really
maybe
thought
jump.
I was gonna have to like eat a little crow on this because of how good it started.
Yeah.
I was like, "Ooh, I'm having a really fun time."
This was really disappointing though, because we get the first it's morphin time, and they do it out of order, by the way, but we won't get into that.
He's gonna get into it later. with you.
Actually, it's
Probably.
supposed to be they do their morphin time, and when they come back, it's kind of like a sketch comedy thing making fun of the Power Rangers. By the time they come back, the bad guys have left. They're like,
Yeah.
we don't have time for this.
Now what?
So now they're just standing around in these dumb suits.
Got all dressed up for nothing.
By the way, I have to address stupid people on the internet. So when the newer Power Rangers movie came out, everybody complained about how stupid their costumes looked.
Uh-huh.
And they are pretty stupid. These don't look that different, other than the fact that these are still like motorcycle helmets.
They're way more
like extra
padded.
glossy with like they have like curves on like
Yeah.
the padding. There's like joints in it and stuff. They're not just like the leotards that
Like
they would
Lycra.
wear. Yeah, they would wear just like one piece like
Uh-huh.
Lycra suits and then a helmet.
And I'm fine with your show taking like I want it to be a little different,
Yeah.
but it's not good.
No, but I just mean like these suits look almost exactly like the ones from the reboot, other than the helmets. And
Yeah.
everybody was crying and like, why don't you just honor the original? And I'm like, well, they kind of did.
That
They
new
did.
one
They
wasn't the worst thing I've seen.
I thought it was fine.
Rita Repulsa was dope.
bet you-
What's her name? Elizabeth
Elizabeth Banks, yeah.
I
Banks
bet you it
dope.
was more comfortable.
Yeah.
Do you know
the
the,
worst-
problem with that movie?
Goldar?
They morph once.
Yeah.
That's it. Like the whole movie was just like,
Too much origin
let's
story.
get the powers.
Yeah.
Let's get the powers. And it's like, all right, now we have them. Movie's over.
Yeah.
That sucked.
It's because they were supposed to have a second.
I know, but you can't put all your eggs in one fucking basket that's going to give me fluff only. Dude, don't have the balls to think you're going to have a fucking sequel.
Just do it
unless you're
anyway.
Listen,
unless you're Lord
Kevin
of the Rings.
Costner with Horizon Chapter 1.
Yeah, I don't want to have to talk to you this way, Kevin Costner. But listen up, dummy.
Don't give me all the fluff for the first one and expect me to go watch the second one. I will, but
I mean, I've already seen it. I've already seen it twice, and I like it. But
I mean, they already made the second one.
All
so.
fluff.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't have the balls to think you're going to get a fucking sequel, especially being a reboot.
Yeah, and we were supposed to have Tommy in the sequel.
Oh,
they hinted to it at the end.
Robbed.
Also,
I don't care.
Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson have cameos in that.
Oh,
They do.
Oh.
Anyway. So Ivan Ooze goops into the command center.
Oh. Nasty.
And he's talking shit to Zordon. Basically, he says, time to pay the piper, pulls out his Willy Wonka flute, goes...
And then goes full Jim Carrey from Batman
And then the
Forever.
Oompa Loompas come in and start dancing around. No, that's Alpha 5, sorry. He does.
Oompa Loompa-dee-doo. I've got some ooze and it's trouble for you. Aye, aye, aye.
I was going to go, aye, have some... But yeah, he does go full fucking Riddler.
Yeah.
Just starts smashing everything. And I love it because Zordon is a floating head in a tube who's like an old guy who's being kept alive by crystals. And Alpha is a dumb little robot. So there's nothing to protect them. So
don't
it's
mess up my lair.
Shouldn't he have like turrets in there or something?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess his hope, like, you just can't get there. But Ivan Ooze like, blink, I'm here. Sorry, I'm here.
Well, he didn't blink. He gooped.
He gooped.
We saw him goop right through those door cracks.
Goop and you miss it.
There's goop dripping out of those cracks, dude.
Goop, there it is. Love and ooze.
Ooh.
It's easy 'cause you're beautiful. I'm not going to try to hit that high note.
But so then, meanwhile, the Rangers are still looking for the Gloop Troop. They show off some special super cool stuff they did for no reason. Like, Aisha has lights on her helmet.
Oh.
And
What did she call them?
Rocky, I wasn't listening.
The fucking power beams or something.
And yeah, that sounds about right for the show. I don't know, but
they were really dimly lit flashlights as cat eyes.
Yeah.
and then
Loved
Rocky has like a power visor, excuse me, morpho visor. I don't know on his thing. It doesn't really come to anything. They find the Goop Troop, and we get another fight or an actual fight there because that first one was them as people. Now it's superheroes versus Gloop Troop.
Yeah.
And they are just killing these gloopy guys.
I hated the moment where they say double whammy, two of them, I don't know. And they both kick this Gloop Troop guy on the side of the head, and we get like Roger Rabbit special effects.
Yeah.
Like it's literally
It's
the
a mixture
eyes
of
popping
CG
out.
with cartoon. It's just fucking trash.
Yeah, if you're gonna go garbage CG this, because the eyes popping out are like
Christopher Lloyd.
yeah, Christopher Lloyd's eyes
When
at
he
the end.
talks like this.
Double whammy. Dude, it got an audible groan from half of the room.
From the entire room.
It was bad.
And we only get one use in this entire movie right here of Saba.
Explain Saba real quick to the...
I think everybody knows.
I don't.
Well, just in case. Hear me out. Just in case people don't know who Saba is.
So wait, you didn't-
I know perfectly who Saba is, but if you want
don't.
to tell Whitney who Saba is,
You didn't all have one of these as a kid?
yeah, no, tell her.
Okay,
I'll
so the White Ranger,
has
the White Tiger
It's a
sword.
white tiger.
He has
sword.
a
He's got. I know too.
He has a sword
Sword.
that has a tiger.
He's got a
head.
tiger, and he's got.
But in the show,
in the show,
Saba
Saba
is a sassy back-talking piece of shit.
piece of shit, dude.
But in
Like so sassy. I'm telling Derek. Can I finish? Sassy back-talking piece of shit.
What about the eyes?
Oh, the eyes are red.
Well, they're not, but they shoot lasers.
They shoot lasers. They're red and they shoot lasers. So that's how I know about sauna.
Saba. But
I said.
I definitely had one of these.
Paycheck.
I definitely had one of these as a kid.
Did you beat your brother with it?
No, you don't want to break it.
Beat his meat with it.
It's cheap plastic. It's a Power Rangers toy. But it definitely had like buttons where like Saba would say shit and his little mouth would move. It was awesome. Anyway.
I can't make too much fun of you though, because I, at this age of my life, still own a Sword of Omens from Thundercats. That gives me sight beyond
You
sight.
have at least one lightsaber.
Yeah.
So what's different between that and Saba? He's not a light Saba.
My lightsaber's not sassy.
If he was a light Saba, it'd be better.
Use the light Saba of the Force. I see you're familiar with the dark Saba.
But so Tommy uses it to knock down this dumpster and it crushes the goopsters and we're done.
Yeah, the Goop Troop is out.
And if luckily they did it right on time because as soon as they crush the Goop Troop, they lose their powers because the command center's been destroyed. So they go back, they find Zordon, Apparently they ran to this place, which this is like the middle of a city they're in, and this building that they're in
is in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, Derek, you made like, great, now we have to walk. Our teleporters
Yeah, they
not
gotta
working.
run all the way out there.
I
They
keep
had
doing
their
the Ray,
inlines
I keep doing the Ray
somewhere.
Romano voice because I don't know what Zordon sounds like.
Romano sounds good.
All right.
Well, in the other, Bryan Cranston played Zordon.
I
in
don't
the
have a
newer
good Bryan
one.
Cranston.
So Romano works.
Oh,
Power
Rangers.
It's a famous building apparently in California that's been used in multiple movies, but it's called House of the Book. It's the American Jewish University's. It's on one of their campuses in Simi Valley.
Ooh.
We saw it
We saw it
recently
in a movie.
another movie.
It's
But
pretty
you see it from
noticeable.
like the angle where you would walk up to the door, not the shot they always use in this, which is like the opposite side
Which
of the
looks
building.
so inaccessible.
Yeah, just desert in the back.
There's
of the
no
building.
door.
The other side, there's like a parking lot and
I
sidewalks.
can see the scene where they're like parking their Jeep and walking up the path to get in to prevent something from happening.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, sure.
It's not.
Movies filmed at House of the Book, according to moviemaps.org. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The Mentalist, Chuck, Star Trek Next Generation,
Oh, you know what? I
Lawnmower
think it
Man.
was Chuck.
Say Lawnmower Man?
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere for that.
It was Chuck. That's what I'm remembering.
This is the website's so dumb because it just lists each different Power Ranger show. I'm like, you said Power Rangers.
We got it. All Power Ranger properties. Heard.
It's in Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Oh, okay. It's the Music Museum, probably.
Yeah. So it's been in a bunch of movies. But anyway, they go there. Zordon's dying. So Alpha has to send them to this other planet, Fabios or Phaedos.
Fabios, yeah.
Something with a PH.
PhD.
So they can get a
Phoebus.
new power to save Zordon.
The
Sure.
all power.
I checked out a whole bunch during this because I'm like, well, you didn't care enough to write it. I'm not going to care enough to listen. Joke's on you.
So at the same time, Ivan Ooze stages a coup, takes over the moon base. Rita Repulsa's on the moon. I don't know if people know that.
It's not common knowledge, but that's her local hangout.
But he puts Rita and Zed into a snow globe, which is adorable. And that's when he hawks up a loogie and summons up the Tengu Warriors.
If anybody on Etsy can make this snow globe for my boy Derek.
Seriously.
Somebody on Etsy made it.
All right, let's find it.
Let's give it like a month or two, and it'll be popping up.
Derek's birthday is
Bleep's
November.
wife is my finder of things, dude. I will often send her on tasks, and she's like, yeah, I got that.
I only want it, though, if it's got like a button you can push, and they're like, go Rangers, go Rangers.
No, we
Like
just
you
do that voice, dude.
Oh, okay.
Go Rangers!
Ah!
So they go to Phaedos. At the same time, Ivan Ooze is making ooze for some nefarious purpose. There's a lot of cut back and forth here.
Yeah, he's giving out ooze to kids. He's rhyming the entire timing.
Dressed as
Yeah.
a wizard.
Let's
and
just do that real
he's
quick.
ordering a blizzard.
Let's just do that and set it up. He makes the ooze, gives it to kids. It's because the kids' parents are going to touch it, and it controls their parents' minds.
It can
Yeah, 'cause
only
it's
control parents' minds.
All fun for kids.
Or
Super
adults.
dangerous for adults.
Yeah, it says
There's
so
a
right
funny
on it.
line when he's doing his rhyming stuff. I didn't get the first half of the rhyme. I just got the end because I overheard it while we were talking through this movie.
Mostly.
If your parents don't like it, throw it in their faces.
I mean, he's got a plan.
Take this home to your places, and if they don't like it, throw it in their faces.
That sounds right.
Billy
And,
Mays Hayes here.
Fred's-
Have you tried Ivan Ooze?
And then Fred or Frank or whatever this little stupid kid's name is, who's barely in this movie. He's just like, he's the character for the kids watching to associate
Exactly.
with. His
You
dad,
need to have a kid like overcome something and
Yeah.
prove that little kids aren't worthless. They are.
well, that way you can have the
You're
message
supposed
at
to
the
be
end.
worthless.
All it takes is belief in yourself or whatever they say. I forget. I forgot already, and that was 10 minutes ago. Sorry, an hour
I
ago.
was like, it's been an hour.
But so that his dad touches the ooze. All the
Immediately.
parents have touched it.
Dude, some of these parents are in wild get-ups. Australia is weird.
I
Yeah.
love it.
This lady is walking through looking like Madonna from an 80s
She's
video.
got a blonde wig on. Sorry, I didn't mean to hard pee that.
No, you're fine. Hard pee all you need to, man. Get it out.
And she's got this gnarly blonde wig, a rainbow tutu, black stockings, and some glitter shirts.
She looks like a color version of an Aha music video.
Yes, she went to a rave.
Yep. Yeah, in Australia.
That's where she was last night.
She went to Down Under. Thunder Down Under, isn't it?
Oh, that's men stripping.
You see these?
He's using them for slave labor, even though he can summon up minions. Why doesn't he just do that?
Yeah, and we've seen how slow they work. Wendy pointed out more than one person not like just using their pickaxe, but nobody's hitting anything.
Yeah, there's a guy in the back literally doing like an 80s dance of like the pickaxe thing, but he's not hitting anything.
That's the sound of a man.
You pointed out people taking rocks out of an area and then another guy bringing a rock back and dropping.
It's the worst conveyor. I don't know what you're trying to do, but it's counterproductive.
Like, I feel like the direction for these actors was do stuff.
Move. Don't stop moving.
Do construction-y things.
Do you have a wheelbarrow? Keep going. Do you have a pickaxe? That's what I said, wheelbarrow.
I know. I was just wheelbarrow it.
Oh.
Like using it as a verb. You got a wheelbarrow? Wheelbarrow
it.
Go.
You got a pickaxe? Pick it.
Just do things.
I didn't even think about that, dude. Summon your fucking gloop glops.
Yeah.
They've done.
He's got to save them because he can only gloop so much.
No, I don't think he can. I think he's
got to
gloops.
wait like a good 10 to 15 minutes between gloops, dude.
I think as soon as he wants it, gloop, there it is. He's got it on demand.
We could have got that for
he
this.
makes
Whoever
it.
made Whoop, there it is.
Gloop,
Done it.
there it is.
They're poor.
Yeah, that would be all over this.
So meanwhile, back on whatever.
Phobos.
Phoebus.
Back on Phobos. Isn't that a Star Wars planet?
No, it's a moon.
Or a real
it's
moon.
Starfield.
Oh.
It's a real moon of Mars.
In Starfield, but yeah, because that's real.
Yes.
I mean,
that
the
Starfield's
name-
not real.
Anyway,
I don't have time to explain
they're
what I
on
don't have time to
Phobos.
explain.
I swear to God, it was Pheabus. Phoebus.
whatever it was,
Sure.
who cares?
Phineas.
Phineas and Ferb. It was Furbius. That's the most terrifying planet. Just a bunch of Furbies running around.
Oh. Dude, that's what Alpha 5 is, dude. It's a fucking Furby.
I read a thing somewhere. Apparently, the actress in the Alpha 5 costume, once it was all suited up and put on, literally couldn't breathe. So they had to use like a fish tank air pump to put up through the bottom to pump air in so she wouldn't pass out.
Terrifying.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fun.
So,
Also, Alpha 5 looks sleeker and sexier in this than he did in the TV show.
this is Angel Gabriel here. How did you end up dying getting into heaven? I was working on a production and I died. Was it like a big? I love theater. Is it Shakespeare? No, it wasn't Shakespeare. Oh, like a big movie. We were working with like Nick Cage. I was in the Power Rangers movie as Alpha 5. Alpha 5? You can get out.
Are you gonna do the I? Because you can leave right now.
You can do it for me. Say it. Well, I actually wasn't the voice actor. I was just the body actor. You didn't do the I-I-I's? No. Well, I'm out of here.
So back on Phobos, they arrive on the beach, and the Tengu warriors arrive at the exact same time. So apparently these birds can fly through space just as fast
Dude,
as
I didn't even think
Power
about
Rangers
it.
can
Neither did they because
teleport.
it's a kid's movie. But
Well-
Derek's like, oh, they just got there the same time that you fucking teleported?
It's not. This isn't even in our solar system.
No.
Didn't they also come from the moon though? Because wasn't
Yeah,
he?
they're only
But
like
as Derek's pointing
200,000
out, it's
miles
not-
closer.
Yeah, it's you're still have to exit the first. You have to fly through space,
You have to go multiple light years.
and you have to breathe in space or hold your breath a long
well,
time.
they're gloopy, so
They are gloopy.
But so they're fighting them, and they're getting their asses kicked. Then the sexy lady arrives, Dulcea,
Red Sonja.
played by Gabrielle Fitzpatrick, who was in
I
a bunch
know.
of stuff, but not anything that anyone would care about that I
Uh-huh.
noticed. And apparently they shot a bunch of scenes with another actress, Mariska Hargitay from SVU.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because this lady got pregnant or something, I think is what I read. And so she had to leave. And they had Mariska Hargitay come in and they shot a bunch of stuff with her. And they were like, this isn't working. We're just going to wait for the other lady to stop being pregnant. Or maybe she got sick. I don't know. I think she got
Or
same
maybe
thing.
they cut out her. Maybe they cut it down to like, here's what we have with her, because they do have her as a barn owl quite a bit.
Yeah.
So maybe that was their thing. It's like, well, the Mariska what is it?
Hargitay.
God, Mariska Hargitay. Mariska Heart Attack. Maybe like that wasn't working, so they're just like, well, fuck it. Let's edit what we have, and just anything doesn't work, we'll voice over with her as a barn owl.
that works.
So, whenever you see like other people were considered, I don't know if that means they actually like were talking or if they were just like, this person could work.
We thought about them.
But there were two actresses that I read about that were considered for Dulcea besides Nobody, who was in this. Both of whom I would have liked to see in this costume. Jennifer Connelly
Oh,
and Denise Richards.
Jennifer
Yeah,
Connelly
give me
would have
more
done it for
Connelly.
me because Barn Owl.
I don't know, man.
Give me more
Put
Connelly.
Denise Richards in this costume, and I'm never turning this movie off.
I do. I love
Denise Richards would work better for the out of.
Not when she's speaking.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, this
like,
girl's not a good actress.
That's what I'm saying. It's so over the top, and she is so bad.
Denise Richards is always just a little like sexy bad baby. That's
that's
just who
what you
she
need.
is, dude. And that's not what I want for my. If you're gonna teach me how to do
She's
a
a
new
brain
Morphin,
surgeon
I need. Oh no, she is not.
or neuroscience mathematician.
She's nothing.
You want me to throw out a list of people who were considered or expressed interest in playing Ivan Ooze?
Oh please, because Freeman kills
it.
So it's gonna be hard to get past that.
So we had Rowan Atkinson,
Oh, Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean,
Oh.
Phil Collins.
What?
I remember.
So what do you think when he was summoning up the creatures? He'd be like, gloop, 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 gloop.
Please take me home.
Tim Curry,
Oh.
Yes, dude.
Bob Hoskins, who may have been soured by his other performances and things like this. Super
Yeah.
Mario
So
Brothers.
so back to your point. This means they offered it to him, and he's like, "I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I don't need work."
Dennis Hopper,
Oh,
Danny
again,
DeVito.
but again, soured
Yeah.
on Dennis Hopper. Danny DeVito.
Not tall enough.
Fuck.
I mean, you could have had a short Ivan
I'm
Ooze.
fine with it.
The
He's a
thing
blob.
Is, he didn't want to be another gloop. He already
Yep.
played the Penguin.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
don't want to be
Christopher Lloyd.
typecast. Christopher Lloyd. It works.
I think it could work.
It works.
And someone who the thing I was reading on, I think it was Wikipedia, literally said they expressed interest. So it wasn't even like we thought about this guy, Christopher Walken.
Oh, the ooze is among us, and don't forget about the fungus. I'm just trying to rhyme
There you go.
and time.
Imagine
That's-
him
that's
doing
Ooze now.
the whole rhyming scene. Like that's great.
Yeah. We've got some merchandise. It's like paradise, and you know it's oh so nice when
Take
your
it
parents
back
commit
to your place. If your parents don't like it, throw it in their face.
face.
I stored this uncomfortable tub of ooze in my ass.
Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
Also, while they're on this planet, I saw one of the dumbest pieces of trivia, and I like to share it because it's so bad.
All right.
When the Rangers are on the planet Phaedos, I have it written down here. So,
Uh-huh.
there,
You're so wrong.
there's
Whitney.
a
It's
music
not
cue.
Furbius.
There's a music cue that sounds very similar to Star Wars music, which is very ironic. John Williams did the music for Star Wars. He also did the music for Raiders of the Lost Ark, which stars Paul Freeman, who is playing Ivan Ooze.
Shut up.
He is so smart.
You can't just make up trivia.
Dude, they need to pay someone. Just
Uh-huh.
find a guy, pay him a lot of money. All he does is sit in a room and go through trivia and go delete.
Dude, fucking Reddit's got
delete.
moderators. Come
Yeah.
on.
You telling me IMDb can't have a moderator? The problem is if they hire one of these guys, they don't know. Like, oh, I'm the guy who wrote all that stupid shit. I'm going to approve it.
Yeah.
Just hire you.
Approved.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I
Uh-uh.
don't want to read that trivia for a living. Oh, I already kind of do, but I don't make a living doing it.
I do it for free. I mean,
money
different.
off of
It's right now. It's passion.
I guess that's how I do my show research, right?
Yeah.
I just go to work. What movies did you go through this week? Well, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Super Mario Brothers, It Came from Outer Space.
Cast a deadly spell.
They seem like a really weird selection. Yeah, I just chose randomly.
When's the last time you watched something good?
I watched Conan the Barbarian.
I'm worried
yesterday.
about you.
That was today.
No, today I watched Conan the Destroyer.
Oh.
That's bad. Yesterday I watched Conan the Barbarian.
That's great.
That's good.
That's great.
You know what though? Conan the Destroyer has 3 really great sequences in it,
Okay.
but they're all fights.
But it's
Oh, yeah.
not this movie.
No, it's not. But it kind of relates because the monster at the end.
We need to get Whitney good at I. And anytime we start doing this, I. Oh, we got to get back on track.
The monster at the end of Conan the Destroyer looks exactly like a monster, but like a better version of a monster.
It's
from
that
the Power
swampy,
Rangers TV
goopy
show.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also is way more Lovecraftian than the butthole turtle from It Cast a Deadly Spell.
Okay.
Which is supposed to be Lovecraftian as
Yeah.
fuck.
But anyway, so she has these batons that she spins, and they make a whistling noise, and it scares away the birds. That's that.
So I scare the birds at my house.
So she has to teach them to call upon the sacred animals of the Ninjetti to help.
Not at first. She wants to fuck him up, and then they name drop Zordon. She's like, you know Zordon?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I know Zordon, but like we're pals.
We went to the same high school. I was a year younger than him.
Look, I bought him a gin yesterday. I'm 26. So.
He's actually never paid me back. So.
But so she gives them their stuff, and then she has to do like. So she's wearing this costume. It's definitely a stripper outfit somewhere. Like
I'm
this has
telling
been
you,
worn by a stripper.
Red Sonja
Make
meets
Princess
stripper.
Leia even more scantily clad.
Ooh,
That was that was the note for this. Was like, I like the Slave Leia costume, but what if we could almost see her vagina?
What if it's all chainmail?
Oh,
Well, it's like Vine stuff. It looks like
It's vein mail.
that sounds disgusting.
I want to see you
That's
in
what
it.
Zed's wearing, dude. Gotta get my vein mail. You can clearly see my nuts.
The only reason I mentioned her looking like a stripper is because the way that she gives them their Ninjetti powers,
Ninjetti.
is that she blows glitter at all of them.
Stripper dandruff.
Yeah. And so the Yellow Ranger becomes the bear. I'm not going to go through why. Red Ranger becomes the ape. Blue Ranger becomes the wolf. Pink Ranger becomes the crane. Black Ranger becomes
The frog.
And there was a big
He's
piece of
hopping
trivia.
mad about it, too.
Well, there's a big piece of trivia that said that Johnny Young Bosch improvised that line because he thought the frog was fucking stupid. And it turns out it is.
It is, dude. And when she's explaining, she's like, "You're this because you're this. You're this because this."
Yeah, you're
and he's
strong.
like,
Why am I
"You're-
the
why am I-"
frog?
And she's like, "Because you're the one I kiss," and kissed him. It's like, I just had no other animals. I'm really sorry, dude. I'm not from your earth. I don't know any other. I knew these animals only. Falcon, dope.
He's
Bear,
okay with
cool
it
as
because
shit.
this lady just
Frog?
kissed him.
Yeah.
So he's like, frog's not that bad.
Okay, I like the frog.
And then the White Ranger is the Falcon because the White
He's-
Ranger's always got to be the coolest.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Although I don't know if a tiger's cooler than a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
A white tiger.
Yeah.
No, it's still a T-Rex, dude.
And then she turns into a barn owl and flies away.
And
Yep.
It's because she's pregnant.
I mean, when you have, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
You've been on movie sets and shit.
Booby sets?
Movies.
I heard booby sets. The brain hears what it wants, dude.
We are thinking about Dulcea. So.
Yeah. Double Dulce.
When you have somebody for a short amount of time, like they don't have that many scenes, don't you just bust out all the scenes right there?
Yeah, well, I think, like he was saying, like she was doing it, and then whatever happened, she got pregnant or injured. Like I said, same thing. And
she got handicapped somehow.
She got pregnant, so she couldn't wear this outfit
and
anymore.
then they had to reshoot stuff with the other lady, and they didn't like her. So I think they were just like, "That is what we got."
Yep.
Because they hadn't planned on her only being there for X amount of time.
Okay, because she's like, guess what? I just tested positive for pregnancy. You got me for 2 months, and that's it.
This is not an easy thing to tell you, but I got an STD the last time we had sex.
Yep.
I'm pregnant.
Yep, that's what my sister told me.
It's the only STD that lasts longer than AIDS
Yeah. Well,
and herpes.
I don't know. Eric Clapton.
I guess yeah, I was gonna say it depends on how long your kid lives. But
Hold on. Pretty sure Eric Clapton still has herpes and does not have a son. Just
Damn,
worst people.
that even made me go. Ooh.
Aye, 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 aye.
Ay. I
So,
can't do it as good.
we had to go back to
You're doing
Earth.
great.
I had to talk about that first because when we get back to Earth, now the Tengu warriors come back because it takes an afternoon.
Yeah,
to
it's a
fly
fucking
to
it's
Phobos.
a quick little one stop layover, dude.
And much like Tuki Tuki. So, but they get back, and I had to talk about it because they're telling him how, oh yeah, we took care of everything. It's great. And he's like, oh yeah, what'd you do? Oh yeah, we did something to one of them. And then there's this one who sounds like Jack Nicholson doing a John Wayne impression.
Yes.
We threw one off the cliff and the other one into a ravine.
It's fucking wonderful.
It is, but then no more.
It's like
you got this other guy who's doing more like a, we threw him off, kind of off the cliff.
Yeah.
Like he gets 3 more lines.
It's like they had to redub it, and they couldn't find anybody, so they just got an intern, and he's like, "Listen here, Pilgrim, we threw him off a cliff."
Christian Slater was walking by.
Yeah.
We threw one off a cliff. The other one into a ravine.
Oh my god, that was perfect. I love the pantomimes.
You gotta slick your hair back.
You
if
have
you're
to
doing
when
a
you do,
Christian
or you have to.
Slater.
But they do tell him, the lady with the whistle sticks, whatever, and he knows.
Madam Whistlesticks,
Rolls off the tongue.
we meet again.
And he knows it's Dulcea. And this is the first time we hear his plan, ? We don't really hear it, But he says, my ectomorphicon machine must be ready by sundown.
Yep, there it is.
Whatever that means.
So he somehow got buried here on Earth with
60,000 years ago.
6,000.
I thought it was 60.
6,000.
6,000.
Yeah.
Because he talks about have had back pain since the Renaissance.
Oh.
But either way, he got buried here, and so did his machines. Zordon stopped him.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
smited him down. Bury him.
Zordon does kind of sound like Ray
A
Romano.
little bit.
It's like
His
the
brother's tall.
it's like the reboot movie.
Uh-huh.
Right? So where Zordon was like a ranger, and then he came to Earth and he was fighting Rita, or she was a ranger too, and that, I guess, she was the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
But like all that stuff got buried when he got defeated. And so when he gets the kids, he just has to they have to bring all the stuff out of the ground, like the Zords and stuff. It's
Okay.
this is all buried underground. So see, dinosaurs aren't real.
Oh,
the Bible would tell you.
But Ivan the Ooze is.
Right, dinosaurs aren't real. Dinosaur robots.
That's a whole new conspiracy unlocked, dude. You heard of Flat Earth? Well, have I got a robot theory for you?
So
Pilgrim.
the things they're digging up are called Hornitor and Scorpitron.
Whew.
Which I'm like, okay, Scorpitron.
I think I dated the first one.
Well,
I
Scorpitron
think I've dated the second
is a
one.
scorpion, right? Hornitor is an ant?
It's a hornet.
And a hornet.
It's a hornet because it's got
Got
wings.
it. Hornet.
But Hornitor doesn't make sense because it's a hornet ant.
It's not an ant.
It looks
it's
like an
just
ant,
a
but it's a
hornet.
hornet. The head is what was giving me the ant vibe.
That's
It
also
never
a
flies.
hornet's
I
head.
thought I was combining it.
It never
No.
flies though, does
Yeah,
it?
it does. How the fuck do you think he got up to the Haley's
It didn't
comet?
fly until he took it
No,
over. We're
that's
gonna
once he took it over and put his ooze in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my ooze in you,
In ooze.
right where you poo, bibbly bobbly boo.
So meanwhile, on planet Phoenicatron,
Uh huh.
I don't
Phineas
even know.
Ferbatron.
Phineas Ferbitron, they have to go to Cockrock.
Yes, they do have to. Dude.
There's
Dude.
literally a dick coming out of this planet.
Yes.
Hurry up before it erupts.
it's all sticky.
When they get there, there's a Triceratops skeleton that comes to life, and this, despite there being some dumb action, it's a pretty fucking cool scene.
And
It
I
is.
even commented because it looked good. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like it had some CG, but there's a practical dinosaur there.
There's
Yes,
like
there
a
is.
puppet dinosaur, and there's stop motion
Yes.
when Tommy's riding it like a bronco.
I
Uh-huh.
like the stop motion over the CG.
I was
baby.
still having fun here.
Yeah. And then he had
We
the
talk
cheek
about it like it's a
whips.
disaster coming up. This is before I knew. This is when I was still having fun, still smiling.
I was still young.
We didn't know it was ahead of us.
This was September 10th.
Oh.
September 10th.
Ouch.
But yeah, so Tommy does a backflip, lands on the Triceratops.
Got
Has
a bone to
double
pick with
pun.
you. Hey, fossil head, I got a bone to pick
Oh, I'm
with
sorry.
you.
It was Yo.
Sorry.
Fossilhead, because it's 1995.
Sorry, it is 95. Yo, fossil head, I got a bone to pick with you.
Take
Boom.
C1.
Oh,
Out.
And the whole thing falls, and Jack is making fun of him for having two puns in one sentence. And meanwhile, Rocky walks up and says, "Let's get out of here," before he pulls himself together.
you got 3 puns in 2 sentences? It is like hanging out with me when I'm drunk.
Most of their dumb shit talking is similar to the show, which is what this stuff is too. But when in a minute here, these rock creatures start attacking them. They're like, "Come on, boulder breath." You know
Uh-huh.
how many times I've heard them say breath as an insult? Like they're fighting come on, lizard breath.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
fighting
yeah.
like a garbage monster.
Scale
Come on,
breath.
garbage
Hey,
breath.
feather breath.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
dick breath.
I guess they're trying.
Hey, ass breath.
It's just a big dick monster. What was? Oh no, nobody else
Cum
watched
breath.
that movie. Never mind.
What were you
movie?
going to say?
Bo is Afraid. There's a giant dick creature.
Definitely did not watch
Yeah,
that.
you should watch it. It's a good movie.
All right.
I think the dick creature was fake.
They
it's in a
didn't get
movie.
it. Wait, no. You're telling me they didn't get a wild fucking dick monster?
I'm talking about in the movie. I think he was hallucinating a giant dick creature
Okay.
with swollen balls.
Good. I'm just really happy that you
Oh.
don't think there's a Sasquatch-esque dick creature out there that we just haven't found yet. I guarantee you it's in Florida. That thing needs to be moist.
It's in the ocean.
It's salty.
It's
You
why
don't
You
it's
don't,
want
want
to
it
go
to
there
you don't want it to get too moist. That's how it gets chafed.
No, that's why it's salty. 'Cause it's a
You
dick
don't want it too
monster.
dry.
You don't want it too dry either.
You gotta find a good Ohio.
Well,
Dick creatures come from Ohio. You heard it here.
It's where have my family and his whole family.
They haven't told you the legend of the dick creature?
That was me.
Welcome to this this meeting of the Midnight Society. Tonight's tale is titled Legend of the Dick Creature.
The sequel's called Dick Creature Comes Again.
Why is it we get so dirty on children's movies?
I think it's everying. It's just
I think we just notice it more because it's a kid
yeah,
movie.
exactly.
I mean, we were talking about Nazis on Airheads.
Yeah, dude. We're talking about children wheels.
We were also talking about poop a lot.
Wow, it's a
Yeah.
pig shit farmer though.
Oh, pig shit farmer. I do more than just pig shit. You got any of that putty poop? I'm here to get some of that putty poop, some of that gloopy poop.
The one that you can't it just keeps wiping.
It just keeps on wiping. I'm here to hose you down.
I used to work with someone who has passed away. She called it crayon poops.
Yep.
Because she's like,
Go
you
on.
keep wiping, but it just looks like someone's drawing on your toilet paper with a crayon.
Oh, I love Jen.
The everlasting wipe stopper.
So they find the temple, and there's these rock creatures, or they just look like carvings on the wall.
These are the boneheads you were talking
Oh, we knew.
Well, we have watched a Power Rangers.
We
Yeah.
have watched Labyrinth.
You know these things are coming out of the wall.
And this fight is so stupid. They activate their ninja powers, which is instead of getting a suit, you just put the mask over your face.
Well, and they're already wearing the costumes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They just took the hood and the mask off.
it's literally
so
just
then
that.
they yell like "Yellow Bear," whatever, and it cuts to the mask and the hood are on. I'm like, you could have just went bloop bloop.
Uh-huh.
You didn't have to yell,
Yeah, but they did.
but they got magic.
They had to
It's
yell.
easier for putting.
If you
it's-
yelled,
no,
it
no.
went up on its own.
Yeah, it's easier for putting the hood up because if you put it up yourself, your hair gets all crunched up in the back, and it's really uncomfortable.
You know what? Yeah.
But if
I
you do
get that.
magic, it just goes whomp.
Imagine putting this beard under a fucking mask.
Oh,
Hold
got
on, wait,
you.
wait.
I can't imagine it. I can imagine almost a year or so of it.
Wait, hold on. I'm not ready yet. My beard's all in my face. Hold on. Hey, Goldar.
Everybody
I'm not
knows
ready.
who you are. Your beard's sticking out from underneath your ninja mask. You need a longer ninja mask.
Your ninja mask.
That's why
has
none
a
of them
beard.
have facial hair, because with the masks, they would have the wave in their hair.
Yeah, you would
like we all
see-
did.
Look at a fucking 70s bush and some panties.
Fuck.
So one of these guys gets cut in half, and Billy has the great line, "Talk about a splitting headache." It's a very, very TV
Elevator
show
going up,
line.
elevator coming down.
Oh, God.
And Tommy finishes off the fight with Ninjetti corkscrew kick, because you have to yell out every move you're going to do.
Yes.
How does your body know what to do if you don't tell it out loud?
Exactly.
And it's so I know this is the Power Rangers, but it's so dumb because he starts doing this flying like
You
Liu
know
Kang.
it's bad when it gets to him.
Yeah.
He's doing this flying like Liu Kang kick, right? Where it's like you're improbably flying a long way.
You're already
and
doing that.
halfway
Yeah.
through the flying, he starts spinning. What force did he use?
Well,
There's nothing to push
again,
yourself off of.
If he yells it,
The Force?
then
Morphin
it starts
Ranger
turning
Force.
him.
He's using the Morphin grid. That's where they get their powers from, you guys.
Okay.
It's the Morphin grid.
The grid is just a whole all galactic wide.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
the Force.
Well, that's what he's in. Then that explains it. I didn't realize I could use that for this too. The grid.
Yeah, pretty much. So they get inside the temple and they find a giant coin that looks a lot like the coins that they have in their morphers, and it has all the creatures on it. And now they get their Zords, and they transform back into the regular Power Rangers, but now they have the new symbols on their chest.
Uh-huh.
Woo, and they teleport home.
And this is
And
the last time I had fun.
Kimberly gets the worst helmet ever.
Oh yeah. And
I wasn't
anytime
paying
you're hiding
attention.
her, I'm not happy.
True.
But her helmet it's such a
It didn't look right.
Well, it's a tiny, tiny mouth. They all have a smaller mouth. Hers is tiny, and the rest of the helmet's pretty enormous.
It's huge.
So it just looks like she's got just a little itty bitty face and big chunky cheeks.
You want to know one of the best things? Which series was it? It really doesn't matter, so I'm not going to think about it.
Please don't.
In one of the Power Rangers series, one of the Rangers was like a young kid, like elementary school or like middle school age, right?
Okay.
But because they're using footage from the Japanese Super Sentai show, when they morphed, he was just as tall as everyone else. And no one ever tried to explain that. So,
The grid.
dude, the grid. So back on Earth, the ectomorphicons are completed.
Uh-huh.
So they're just combining ectoplasm and morph, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Because Ivan's ooze looks a lot like the slime from Ghostbusters 2.
It is.
I
was
just
expecting...
took a couple of sizzle words and threw them together.
Well, like when they first opened the egg, I literally said out loud, "It's a river of slime." So
Did you sleep with that toaster?
Maybe.
So the robots have been built. These parents dug this stuff up and built these robots in an afternoon, which is great.
Yeah.
Very, very good workers. And he
Trying
tells
to get
them,
that with my union.
I'm tired of you. I'm tired of your faces. Go back to the construction site and leap to your doom.
Just kill yourself.
And fucking, yeah. And then Goldar in the back. Yeah, leap to your doom.
Then we get like 3 or 4 90s things in a row. We get like an Hasta La Vista, baby. We get a See Ya, Wouldn't Want to Be Ya. And I can't remember another generic one, but I was like, good, we are just fucking
See you later,
late.
alligator.
I was literally about to say
Somebody
that. Does
was-
anybody else see
Somebody
later,
hung
alligator?
outside of Spencer's, just wrote down dialogue from little shithead teens.
They didn't want to yell "See you later, alligator" because they were afraid that would bring in the alligator ranger.
They did say it.
I'm just
Wait, was there an alligator ranger?
no.
God.
I don't
Okay,
think so.
All right.
I didn't watch them all.
Oh, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, man, fucking hell. I picked up this gator and souped it out myself.
you know what?
know
There
what I'm
might
saying?
have been on Jungle Fury. I never watched that one.
It's so stupid. It gets so much dumber the longer we talk about it. It's like I knew Derek was a nerd, but damn.
They just did a movie either last year or the year before, like a short TV movie, like an hour-long thing called Power Rangers Once and Always, and it has like all the original Rangers who were alive and wanted to show up.
So Billy's 2006?
How late? How late is an annulment? Like, how late is too late for an annulment?
Can
Well,
we
it's not,
still
it's not like an abortion. You can do it anytime you want.
Can we still have an abortion? Well, if you've had sex, an annulment won't stand, and I think we have on audio that you guys have banged. You've both admitted to different sex acts.
Oh, so he powers them with his ooze.
Is that what you're
Kinda
saying?
like you
Is this a
did to me.
deposition? Are you telling the court right now?
He has to inject them with his ooze to
I've
get
got to
them going.
get my ooze inside of you to start.
And it's these disgusting CG creatures. And I
Don't
know,
forget what my sister always said. One man's ooze is another man's lube.
one man's cum is another man's ooze, dude.
Yeah, there you go, baby. One man's cum is another man's ectoplasm.
Oh, ruining this kid's movie.
This isn't even the grossest thing that happens.
No.
That comes up later. But these things, and I know we complain about CG a lot on this show.
But
This
egregious,
is
dude.
the
Egregious.
worst. This is the worst. This is some of the worst CG I've ever seen in my life, period. And I made a fake Earth and blew it up on my computer for a movie, not just not just like for therapy.
Not just something you did on Thursday.
And it looked awful. It looked better than this.
Yeah.
And I did it with free software.
Our bar is normally the end of Spawn. Not
Yeah.
the movie, the end of that movie.
Yeah.
Where that is the low fucking bar.
This is worse.
This is worse.
That
This
is
is now
shitting
the-
on this.
Because the good thing about that is that it's all CG except for Michael J. White. It's all CG. This is CG creatures trying to exist in a combination of a real world soundstage and like a miniature set. And it looks fucking terrible.
It is some of the most stand out, and not in a good way, standing out from its own fucking existence.
Yeah.
Like
It's horrendous.
It's all shiny and brightly lit while the whole world around it is dark.
the text,
Like-
this texture does not exist like anywhere, and it should not exist anywhere.
No.
It's so much the bad.
So the gloopy gloop gross monsters go on a rampage in Angel Grove. They're destroying shit. Ivan Ooze is like, I smell teenagers again. Here comes the Power
Ooh.
Rangers zip zapping in. And he yells, inconceivable.
I don't think that word means what you think it means. Why do you keep saying that? Hello, my name is Goldar. You killed my Rita. Prepare to die.
So they obviously have to summon their Zords right away. They can't fight anything, right? They're not
No,
gonna
you're
fight
little
giant
fucking
monsters.
peoples.
Yeah.
You're little high school kids.
So these Zords. and
Put
the
that
Zords-
bottle of whiskey down. You have math class, Billy.
And I had a false memory of the Zords being the real Zords, just fighting CG monsters, like the either miniatures or suits. 'Cause they use
You
both in the
wish.
show.
You fucking wish.
But it's not. It's more awful CG. It's like the concept CG of what the miniatures were going to look like.
And to pile on to this, like Derek had already said multiple times, like you have these exist.
Yeah.
You don't need to, like, dude, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was never known for being groundbreaking graphics.
No.
It was known for people like you that loved it to death. It's because it reminded you of a lot of those Godzilla, Gorgo.
Actually, for me, it was the other way around.
Oh, okay.
I found loving Godzilla and stuff because I loved the Power Rangers.
Interesting.
But I was also 8 when the Power Rangers
But I would
started,
say that makes
so
you kind of the minority of Power Ranger fans. Maybe,
yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
We were all kids, so I mean, I imagine.
But either way, that's what it is. That's
Yeah.
what it's supposed to be: is people in costumes moving over a fucking tiny little town and trashing it. This is egregious.
Yeah, it's terrible. For nerds like me, there is a callback to the very first episode of Power Rangers in this, when Kimberly jumps into her crane Zord, which is just stupid.
It's a plane, by the way.
It's a dick
Everything
plane.
else is an actual animal. Hers is like an SR-71 painted pink.
And the show, I think the neck went up, so it was like a swan neck shaped thing, like a crane.
Well, it's a crane.
But either way, when she jumps in, she goes, "Nice stereo." That's the first thing she said when she jumped into her pterodactyl.
Ugh. Pterodactyl.
Silence.
Pterodactyl.
Yeah, she.
That's just awful. Everything all around. Don't try and tie it back.
So this is when we kick in the song, because we cut to real quick. There's like a purple
It's an ooze party.
bubble rave going on at Ernie's, which, by the way,
Uh-oh.
the guy that plays
We're in
Ernie was
trouble.
apparently in Australia during this entire thing and filmed scenes. They just didn't include any of them.
Oh,
So, I mean, good for him.
rude.
He got a vacation.
We got to get it down to 90 minutes, dude.
Yeah. But this is Ernie's. It's not anything like the juice bar / dojo that he has in the TV show. It's like a beachside thing. But either way, there's like a rave going on. And sorry, Whitney did the song.
I did. It's by Shampoo.
I thought it was Olsen twins do my entire
What's
life.
the difference?
I saw pictures of them. I couldn't tell you.
fucking got excited.
Yeah, you did.
We're in trouble. Something's come along and it's burst our bubble.
Yeah. I don't know.
Derek's just singing along like he fucking knows
I
it.
saw this movie a lot
Why?
because I was a kid.
I had this
Kids
album.
are stupid. That's the point of this whole month.
I watched this. I watched this when it came out in theaters
and then I owned it on VHS.
and knew I should never watch it again.
No, I got it on VHS. It
I
wasn't-
blacked out why.
It wasn't even in like a slip VHS. It was in those big like soft
Oh, the
clamshells.
clamshells.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So in
Sexy.
'95, we were. What month did it come out? May?
probably
May,
May
I don't
June.
know.
Okay, so we were about to be freshmen. He was in like 5th grade.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, you should have known better.
June 30th.
Oh, this came out right before my birthday.
That was your birthday movie.
No,
so
that's-
you were
that was,
14, about to
Shadow.
turn 15.
Shadow was my birthday movie, dude. That disappointed me.
Was that 95 or was it 94?
I don't know, but it was on my birthday.
Oh, okay. But yeah, my next note just says, dude, this CG is trash. Because
It's
I'm not
so
writing
bad.
down the action that's going on.
No.
You can watch the action if you want to watch
No.
it.
There's a
This-
frog that has electric tongue. There's a crane that has thrusters. There's a fucking ape that jumps off buildings. There's a bear.
It
that
doesn't
gets-
even look like an ape. That's the worst one.
This bear gets punked. And
Dude, I
during
love
Yeah,
it.
she
fucking,
does.
I love it. Aisha is like, I'm gonna do whatever I fucking some tough line, and it stands up and like roars, and this thing just fucking bops that bear
goes
right
full
back
Red
into a
Panda.
building.
Yeah, it does.
Straight up.
Yeah,
yeah,
much like Rampage, just right through that building.
and fucking Dolce Gabbana had just like as she was Dulce,
Dulcia.
Dolce
I was like, who
Gabbana,
the fuck are you talking about?
like when she was giving him, she's like, "You're the bear. You're unstoppable. You're power." Oh no, you just got punched right in the
Yeah,
face
she did.
once, and you're done.
And fucking Billy has the wolf, and he's like, I'm powering up the hydraulic thrusters or whatever just to jump up and bite this scorpion's
Jump
tail.
is a kind of a not the best word. It's like a lean forward.
Yeah.
he does leave a little
And
bit of the.
I love his line. He's like, I got it. And I'm like, you're literally just being swung around and thrown across the city.
yeah, it
Yeah.
actually didn't work out for him.
You didn't
Well,
do
Did he
anything.
rip the tail
He
off?
did
rip the tail off.
All
Rip the
right,
tail
all
off.
right.
And it started powering down that
So his
guy.
hydraulics were the jaw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's using
I was
those,
thinking
like-
the jump.
That's what I thought too until
Yeah.
right now when I realized, like, oh, I get it. He was going through. I'm doing more work than they are.
And there is a line that made me laugh and made me go, me too, when I was in the theater in 1995. Ivan Ooze is like, oh, great, here comes that cute little pink ranger to ruin everything. And Goldar is like, you think she's cute too?
Oh, yeah, she is cute.
Yeah, dude, it's a fun line.
Are you just doing Lemmy, but like after a day of smoking 5 packs of cigarettes?
I guess I am.
Oh, yeah, she is cute. I was editor of the school magazine, Ace of Spades. You win some, you lose some, Rita. That's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to serve Zed forever.
So Tommy blows up Scorpitron.
Come back from that.
And then Ooze, this is when Ivan Ooze is like, that's it. I'm
this
taking
is
things into my own
disgusting.
hands. So instead of Rita's classic "Make My Monsters Grow," when she throws her staff
Make
down,
my monsters go.
yeah, he turns into
I didn't
a
know that.
tube of jizz,
Ugh.
inserts himself into the Hornet's asshole, and then it gloops into a giant, terrible CG Ivan Ooze that's part robot and part Oozeman. And then it grows bigger.
Dude,
Okay.
he's headlining his own tour. It's Uzi Ooze and Black Sabbath.
This is when the kids are more like they're connecting into the big.
Yeah, they turn
Tron.
into the Ninja Megazord because it's not just the Megazord anymore.
Ninja. We got to sell more toys, dude.
Ninja Megazord, power up! Shut up.
And then Tommy can't be there because the kids leave the party
Yeah,
because Fred is like, we got to save our parents. Let's get on the monorail. Well, the monorail stopped.
it gets the track gets knocked out by one of these monsters.
Luckily,
So
it's
the-
just the exact size of a robotic falcon.
Well,
Yep.
and luckily, this robotic falcon apparently has rails on the back because this monorail goes right over it. If
Yeah.
it hit that smooth metal that this thing
It
It'd be
slips,
like,
slides.
"Wah!"
just all those kids are dead.
You got dead kids everywhere, dude.
Better movie.
Have the balls to kill a train full of kids every now and then.
But when the Go Go Power Rangers song kicks in,
So does
this
Derek.
is the part where I got goosebumps. I was like, this is embarrassing. I'm writing it down.
Ugh. It's embarrassing. I get goosebumps over weird
He
shit, but
starts
this is.
singing along.
Oh yeah.
Go Go Power Rangers.
I was fully expecting a Louis C.K. Just like, no, you stay here. I'm gonna masturbate in front of you, Jack. Lock eyes at me.
Look, just Go Go Power Rangers, you Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Power Rangers. Anyway.
I'm going to give you my ooze.
So then we get one shot of a real, like they built a Ninja Megazord miniature.
Yeah, they did.
When it goes through the building.
building.
Yeah, and they
Right?
threw it through a building.
Yeah.
It's a miniature building and a miniature.
So you had that there.
You have it. So just do it. But
Yeah.
1995, it's got to be bigger and better because it's a movie. So we're going to make it CG.
Mhm.
Well, that's one of those two things. Bigger, better, you figure it out. I'm going to give you a spoiler alert.
We had a love affair. This isn't the only movie that does this. It just had overconfidence in their
No,
CG.
it was about this time up until like the early mid-aughts,
Yesterday?
like
Uh-huh.
03, 04, where it was like everything's CG. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
So, yeah. So then the Falcon joins up with them and they become the Ninja Falcon Megazord.
Oh, I didn't buy that attachment.
No, I didn't. I was trying to think. I was like, did I have that?
Did
I didn't
you?
have that.
I don't know. Tommy was his favorite.
They're probably expensive now.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Especially
Yeah.
if it's in an unopened box. You want to talk some crazy Star Wars shit, dude. Those Power Rangers things were less popular. You know how much more they probably cost now?
I don't know. You get the fucking Kenner 1977 Princess Leia.
Well, yeah. That's got an extra. Those toys came out about the same time these kids were born.
If you can find the telescoping Vader saber 77, that's money.
Yeah.
There's one where it's him with the lightsaber telescopes in and out. That's worth so much money.
Aye.
Nice.
Meow.
Nice back. Nice bringing us back.
So they fly to space because why not?
They've got a
And-
plan. This comment that nobody has mentioned the entire fucking movie.
Right?
No, they did.
Oh.
At the beginning with the observatory, they're like, because Ryan's comet is coming, we have to do this fundraiser for the observatory. It's definitely at the beginning.
Oh man, I
We'll-
definitely did not pay
back to
attention
the
to that.
tape,
Okay.
guys. Back to the
Okay.
tape. We gotta watch.
I
the
am
beginning.
not doing that again.
No.
Ivan Ooze does yell though right before when they take off. You can run, but you can't hide. Yeah.
Oh my God, the close up of his eyes in their little power station
Yeah.
cockpit.
Doctor's
Dude, it's
great.
bad. It's bad.
Oh, it's
The parents
terrifying.
are still slowly walking to the construction site. Leap to our doom. And the kids arrive, and they're trying to stop them, but apparently children can't push adults.
No.
Yeah, I mean, tie a fucking rope or something just to trip
Dude,
them
I've
off.
But
seen little
Freddie-
shitty kids at the fucking store who've pushed their parents.
down
Yeah.
the stairs
Oh, yeah, stairs at your store?
at the mall.
Oh,
There's no stairs at my mall.
There's Tucson Mall.
I don't go to that mall. Hashtag not my mall.
But then Fred, or whatever this kid's name is, shows up with the fire hose thing. He blasts all the parents. It holds them back just long enough. In space, they're taking
In
Ooze to
space.
this comet
He's got all right. He's locked on to
Yeah,
him.
he's locked on.
And is it yellow or pink?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yellow's like, well, there's a button that says like break in case of emergency, and she elbows the glass. Like, what are you doing? She's like,
Taking
I don't
care of
know.
business.
Taking care of business. Hits it. This robot just knees Ivan right in his ooze.
Yep.
Like it gives him a knee to the nuts. He breaks away from him.
Look, it's a 90s kids movie. You got to have a nerd shot.
We haven't had one yet,
Yeah.
and we probably should have with like a heavy like donk.
Imagine, because I don't remember that age anymore. Imagine the theater full of children enjoying this movie.
You're talking like a personal hell.
Robot knees another robot man in the nuts. That theater erupted. I guarantee it. Laughter, cheering.
I think it went to like a oh.
I was never a little boy, so I wouldn't know.
But
I
you
don't
are.
remember because I
But you are
wasn't
now.
there. But he crashes into this comet. The comet explodes, wipes out Earth. The movie ends. It looks like it wipes out Earth.
Yeah,
This
they get lit up.
shockwave comes out of it, and then back on Earth they show it, and the skies are lit up. I'm like, everyone is dead.
We'll figure that out later. Just right now, he's dead. Move on.
And then that Aerosmith song kicks in.
I don't want to close my
Ben
thighs.
Affleck comes back.
My dad wants to touch my thing.
Well, you don't want to close them?
I don't want to close my thighs.
Don't you? Your dad's trying to touch your thing.
She's used to it. Wait, why is Liv Tyler singing?
So the Rangers go back to the command center, but they're too late. Zordon's dead. But then Tommy remembers those who possess great power, or to those
Have
who
great
possess
responsibility.
great power, anything is possible.
Fuck Tommy and his beautiful eyelashes, by the way.
Tommy does have some beauty fucking orbs.
He's a pretty boy.
Yeah.
So they hold hands and Care Bear stare into
Yes, they
Zordon's
do.
heart. And they resurrect Zordon, shocker.
Not only that,
It's all coming back.
And then they magically rewind the tape from earlier, and all the stuff in the command center gets undestroyed.
Yep.
Look at that. It's all going back.
And that's pretty much the end. They go, there's some fireworks. I've got the power is playing. The little kid says some shit. There's some sentimental stuff. You can do anything you want,
I want to be a Gold Ranger.
which there is a Gold Ranger.
Dude, Derek was like, oh my
Jason-
God, there is a Gold one.
Jason was the Gold Ranger at one point, but there was another guy whose name I can't remember who was also the Gold
Fred.
Ranger. No, it wasn't Fred.
It was Fred.
And then we go straight from I've Got the Power to Van Halen's Higher and Higher, and that's the end of the movie.
So you
Kinda.
think.
Almost.
There's a stinger of Goldar sitting in Zed's throne,
I'm the ruler.
and Zed and Rita return. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. And then the song kicks
Comes
in,
along in a first time bubble.
and that's the end of the movie.
Now it's over.
Yes, because
For now.
Ugh.
No, it's over.
No.
There's no more. I mean, there's another Power Rangers movie, but it's
But
not
not
related.
this universe.
Not related, yeah. So we'll go around the horn for recommendations. I'm very excited to hear what you guys have to say. Whitney?
If you have a child, you should put this on for them. But other than that,
Do you think a kid would watch it
yeah,
with all the live action people and the bad CG?
yeah.
Kids are so used to CG
Depends
now.
on what side. You control what your child watches, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not every child at 4 years old has their own tablet or cell phone.
All these kids are just like, there's no minions.
So I'm just saying, I would not watch this again.
Jack?
No.
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 All right.
Do not. No. The CG. All right. So they're just like if you want to torture somebody, put it on. That's it. No, I did like the beginning so much, but the CG is so fucking bad. I will never watch this again.
Never.
It is almost bad enough to make somebody watch it. Because if you've heard this episode, you've heard how much we hated the CG
You
part
gotta
of
wanna
it.
see him.
You're gonna want to see how bad and see if we're overreacting.
You can probably find it on YouTube.
Exactly.
Just those
exactly.
scenes.
Other than that, do not spend money on this. There's no Jack's caveats that made this better for me.
No, we tried.
Yeah, we definitely tried. I'm still trying to get high.
I just want to interject. If it didn't have the CG, it would have been a recommend.
We were having fun in the beginning.
Yeah, we were
For
having
sure.
a lot of fun.
That's why we talk about it like it's a fucking like I know you did last summer. Then,
So we were
then
having
there was the
this
CG
fun.
accident.
The CG.
Okay, so I've got a light recommend.
Of course
If
you do.
If you grew up with the Power Rangers, if you like the Power Rangers, it's worth watching. The CG is terrible. The first 70 minutes are really surprisingly enjoyable.
Yeah.
I thought this whole thing was going to be cringe fest. I had a good time until the CG, and it really does take you out. They have the miniatures, they have the suits. Just fucking do it. But
it's
they didn't.
it's inexcusable.
Yeah, it's terrible. So that's hard. And then also, it's not available streaming anywhere currently. It
That
was
makes
on Netflix.
That makes it a
but-
tougher recommend.
Yeah, I mean, you can buy this Blu-ray from Shout Factory like I did.
Yeah, you could.
You could.
You can rent it from us.
You could.
But, yeah, so soft recommend, I guess. I don't know. So next week, we continue Shitbird Month with 1995's Man of the House.
Woo! Woo!
So that's that one. That's Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Chevy Chase.
Chevy
Yeah.
Chase.
Okay. There's 2 movies with dumb little kids.
Yep. Richard
Jungle to
Dreyfuss
Jungle.
is
That's Kippendorf's Tribe.
and then
Crippendorf's
Jungle
Tribe
to
and
Jungle
Jungle
is
to
Tim
Jungle.
Allen.
Yeah, okay. So this is the one I wrote it down months ago. I was like, we're doing this movie.
Yeah.
So I forgot who was in it. So
It's trash.
JTT and Chevy Chase. That'll be fun. Don't look up, if you're going to watch the movie beforehand for some reason, don't look up Man of the House with Tommy Lee Jones. That's much worse.
Oh, that's he's a fucking
He's like
U.S.
a U.S.
Marshal protecting cheerleaders.
Yes,
Yeah.
cheerleaders.
To go undercover in a
Whitney
sorority.
seemed like she liked that right now.
I would watch that way over any Power Rangers ever again.
Shut up.
Shots fired.
Yeah, don't forget to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/worstpeople. It's only $3 a month. This month's episode will be E.T., the Extraterrestrial, which will tie into a movie we're doing later this month because they both star Henry Thomas, that little shitbird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you to Evasion for providing our opening and closing music. That's it for this episide. I've been Ninja Dork.
Yep.
You know what? I'm keeping it. I've been Ninja Dork.
I am still his wife.
I'm Zordon. Kind of.
It's Morphin time. It's more phenomenal.
There you go.